Baymax, G-West, get money, y'all. For death, though, we do. Spot low. The West kept spinning the World Wide Web on these bitch ass niggas.
Young Spider come through on a low late. Don't take her on no date. In the 08, tryna see if she got paper to donate. I'm so hard to locate, that's what the hoe hate. But I'm so great in bed, baby, daddy gotta rotate. Just fucked off 10 G's, but it ain't that important. If I ain't had to go to court, I would've made that this morning. Matter of fact, get paid more than that for performing one song. My dough long, cause I rap my records. Deserve a Rico. Commit actual acts of extorting. Place the wholesale order and jack the jet for the Jordans. In New York, in the projects, chilling in the back of the buildings, where I chop with the hood heads and chat with the children. I'm young and I'm rich, I'm black and I'm brilliant. On track for the trillions, to be stacked to the ceiling. Until then, I spend thousands and mash for the millions. Get cash for the killing, got it bad for the billions.
Seen it all, done it all. Been places that I never thought. But ain't one place too far from you. Ain't been one place too far from you. Way across the Atlantic, just right there when I'm landing. It ain't one place too far from you. It ain't one place too far from you.
My eyes nice and tight, I hit the kush spot twice a night. And sometimes even thrice if the price is right. I like variety, they tell me it's the spice of life. She say I'm sweet and sour every time I slice your wife. SPI, your dirt bag to the world end. Digging donkey dick deep down in somebody's girlfriend. You speaking on me and it's tweaking me a little. But if you think you're sneaking on me, homie, she gon' be a widow. I love females, they help push the campaign. No brain don't make it rain, or buy bitches champagne. More money, more problems, don't need the propaganda. What popped out in Vegas don't lead to Tropicana. What happened in Atlanta don't need to be repeated. So them pictures on your camera phone need to be deleted. Let's go.
Never thought, but ain't one place too far from you. Ain't been one place too far from you. Way across the Atlantic, just right there where I'm landing. It ain't one place too far from you. It ain't one place too far from you.
I don't know Neo, but I know Eno. Me, him, and E-Roll with 10 hoes in Rio. Went hard for the ESO, I squad with the CO. No 6 deuce chemo and showline ego. I can't say I put in a gang of work with Deco, but me and Cuz for sure them pass for a keto. I spent some time on the grind with the Rezo. 24 months just to end up with zero. Even with a belt on, the khaki still be low. I'm a head honcho, I used to flow with Nebo, but he chose to toad on Lil Man and Bezo. Had to let him go right after we met Sebo. From California with the most gorgeous green grow. I'm loony as O-Dog and nutty as Nino. All spots covered from Domino's to CeeLo. For Death Doe, the Lamo to Aliso.
Seen it all, done it all. Been places that I never thought. But ain't one place too far from you. Ain't been one place too far from you. Way across the Atlantic, just right there where I'm landing. It ain't one place too far from you. It ain't one place too far from you.
picture across the track vividly. They see my fist ball and fall back timidly. Finger paint the picture across the track vividly. They see my fist ball and fall back timidly. Finger paint the picture across the track vividly. They see my fist ball and fall back timidly. Furthermore, I'm with all activity. 32 shots, shoot 'em all at enemies. Lil young Seb got all that energy. On top of that, he drank all that Hennessy. Popped a triple stack, he rolling on one. I know cuz down the road and go on one. I need a driver so I can blast mine. He wanna dump, but I drove last time. Fuck it, we can park and both jump out. Come on, let's smash cuz it's almost dark. In my heart, I know gangbanging played out, but I just love to see something laid out. I can't say when it's gonna cease. SP ain't the only menace on the streets.
And many times I almost have, but that don't mean I'm not gonna be like me. I might lose my life in the streets, grow up to see 93 mud. The future remains to see. Know it's strong heart, but we're strong.
Once upon a time, I used to be broke. My life got better. Started selling coke without the coal. I look good in a Rover. You were just a doja. Me, I'm a soldier. High and drunk, doing donuts in the Corvette. Yellow diamonds, ankle socks, Nike Cortez. Low gasoline, I'm propane. Strike a match, watch us blow up the whole game. They stressed out, losing their hair like common sense. Not too bright, must ain't got no common sense. These ain't tattoos, baby, they're artwork. The way he took that gun apart, believe me, was a work of art. Mafia mansion, coke in the money. Beehive on the arm, bezel sweeter than honey. Big guns in the crib, the size of a love seat. Might as well jump in the fire, cause I love heat.
And many times I almost have, but that don't mean I'm not gonna be like me. I might lose my life in the streets, grow up to see 93 mud. The future remains to see. Just know it's strong heart, but we're strong.
The baby rider, just trying to see all he can see. Got big homies, but the tiny lokes call me a G. Hit too many big licks for the bricks to budget. If it ain't Baymac, quick to switch the subject. I'll let her hit the switch, she claim that's fun. But if we get pulled over, she gotta claim that gun. That shouldn't be shit if she halfway care. I got 2 strikes, that's more than halfway there.
And many times I almost have, but that don't mean I'm not gonna be like me. I might lose my life in the streets, grow up to see 93 mud. The future remains to see. Just know it's strong heart, but we're strong. Almost have. Almost have. Almost have. I thought I told you I was major. And you can never do it smooth as I do. As I should. I'll be all about my paper. I'll be all about it when you know what I do. Do you know? Do you know what I do?
Smirk stupid, he a retard. Spotter low got A's on his G card. Bigfoot go hard with no regard. He like me, he did time on a 3-yard. I'm stuck on scrapes, I pipe rezat. In the projects with scrap pipe and D-Mac. Colombo Blac in the back of the Maybach. Kill the track and push crack with payback. They stole my foes, I came back on 6s. That's the way I rose, Baymac on bitches. I'm in a 5-star with 2 king double beds. With 2 bad bitches doing the bobblehead. They stuck on the fact I still got chucks on. Cone on the size of the rims that my truck on. Get my fuck on, let them suck on something. Let Buck bone and get the fuck on. Got a deal, but feel I need $1 million builder bar.
That's on the real, just until tomorrow. He say, she say, BKCK. Groove on my C-Day, holla at a keyway. I got weight on me, the game won't wait on me. I'm on a plane with a whole gang of weight on me. When I was young, we played pick a team catch. Now I'm spending money on a nicotine patch. Don't front, the flow is getting comfortable. I know I'm the one you really ain't want to blow. I'm the shit, give counterfeits fit. I'm legit and I'ma get what I come to get. You just wanna shine, you don't wanna grind. It's beautiful on mine, you the one that's blind. And I ain't the one to open your eyelids. Quit lying, you ain't poking his eyelids.
$1, never touch Uno, he about his Prada. I stay up for the dough, can't lay up with a hoe. No, 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 no. It's quick moves like a quarterback sneak. The whole team listen when the quarterback speak. He knows by the low, Bay Mac on the road, making major dough.
Subliminal dissing. When I listen, I can tell you never been on no mission. Sticking to the script, don't care if I offend you. Neighborhood crib, the marathon
I overlook my competition, never seeing them. I done train my mind that I'm going. You could tell by how I walk, talk, I'm a boss. A east side millionaire, homie, what you thought? My life is a movie. They can't get close to me. They mad cause they can't be. I'm everything that they wanna be. Yeah.
Nipsey Hussle. Big shout out to my nigga SPI, Spotter Low. You know I'm in the black box, had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned, all that.
It's the homie cook-up boss, goddammit, Cub Low. And y'all tuning in to the Wake and Bake Show with goddammit the homeboy Spider Low.
I'm here with SPI, the realest nigga in LA.
Spider this bitch!
My nigga Spider Low.
Spider Low, nigga.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low, that's my nigga.
Spider Low.
Spider Low. Shout out to SPI, that motherfucking nigga.
You are now in the black box with the homie Spider Low, the most eastiest. Facts over feelings, keeping it a Google Plex. Feel my campaign.
Spider Low, wake and bake. Better keep it Google, nigga.
Loke is in LA somewhere doing what he's doing.
Google gang, straight legend. Google gang, SBI. Google gang, Google gang in here. You better keep that shit a Google when you mention me. First sign of disrespect, I'm turning Hercules. It's gonna be a lot of shirts pressed, rest in peace. Keep it a Google, better keep it a Google. Keep that shit Google when you mention me. First sign of turning Hercules. It's gonna be a lot of church press, rest in peace. Keep it a Google, you better keep it a Google. Keep it a Google. You better keep it a Google. Better keep it a Google. Keep it a Google. Google, gang.
Bottom line, love life, show us a blessing. Pull up, politic, and blow us a session. Spot a local most easty. No mistake in the station. They making them statements. We waking and baking. Word of the day, EC on replay. The marijuana-thon with VJ Keyway. BS and BS. Killing on the track in the black box. We never put feelings over facts. Bay Machiavelli, run me the bread. I don't get mad, I get money instead. I be high, you can tell by a nigga eyes. But wise enough to enterprise, you dig a lies. Contemplating with the Google gang, conversating. Counting coins while these cowards in the comments hating. Only thing count, my count getting another comma. I'm a magnet to the money on my mother mama.
Better keep that shit a Google when you mention me. First sign of disrespect, I'm turning Hercules. It's gonna be a lot of church press, rest in peace. Keep it a Google, better keep it a Google. Keep that shit Google when you mention me. First sign of disrespect, I'm turning Hercules. It's gonna be a lot of church press, rest in peace. Keep it a Google, you better keep it a Google. Keep it a Google. You better keep it a Google. Better keep it a Google. Keep it a Google. Google, gang.
You can't keep it a Google, then don't mention me. Run a check through the set, I bet them niggas mention me. Red Bull and Hennessy, I keep the same energy. No matter on a solo or a couple homies with me. Tell them come get me if they want confrontation. I keep a couple shooters with me. And we right here waiting on shit to pop off. Take a nigga top off, you tempt me. All that BS, you can miss me. Slide down Century, doing about 60 in the gutter lane. Faded off yak and drop the pistol, hopping out the rain. I won't change, keep it a Google the only way. Mention me, I come out and play. That's on the gang. We are not the same. I ain't nothing like these rap niggas. Hanging with bangers, no bodyguards. We all strapped, nigga. All truth, no lies. Facts over feelings. We ain't gonna start something we can't finish. Google gang.
Better keep that shit a Google when you mention me. First sign of disrespect, I'm turning Hercules. It's gonna be a lot of church press, rest in peace. Keep it a Google. Better keep it a Google. Keep that shit Google when you mention me. First sign of disrespect, I'm turning Hercules. It's gonna be a lot of church press, rest in peace. Keep it a Google, you better keep it a Google. Keep it a Google. You better keep it a Google. Better keep it a Google. Keep it a Google. Google gang.
Jeter. Gratitude is the attitude. Yeah, show is a blessing. To be here in the black box and blow us a session. Don't get mad, get money. Y'all know that's one of the slogans around here. As we keep it going around here, I am Bay Machiavelli on my mama. The marijuana-thon continue on this Wednesday. And when I say Wednesday, I mean W-I-N-S day. Today is a Wednesday. We don't want nothing but wins on my mama do like. Check out the y'all seen the new little animation though. Check your boy out. I just thought that was dope. You dig it, lies. Oh, blah. We got the word of the day. Bastion. A bastion is a place or system in which something continues to survive. The university is a bastion of academic excellence. Bastion. That's a word that you can keep. We might try to bring it back in our conversation. You digitalize Bastion. Yeah, shout out my boy 2 Nicks. He took it upon himself to help get the animation side of the situation a little more advanced. Stay tuned for a few more tweaks coming, and when we get them in place, I'm gonna tweak the intro. I just got the idea when I just heard on the intro and everybody was saying spot a low. I think that animation is gonna conclude that part of the intro in the very near future. You dig a lies on my mama. El Renegade said, word of the day, EC on replay.
the marijuana time with VJ Keyway. Oh, blah, 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 you digger lies. I know y'all see the title about the Tyga, Chyna and all that. On my mama, trying to be more consistent with the live, right? Ain't the Will Smith and Chris Rock thing then like overpowered everything to the point where that's still like the only thing everybody talking about. It's the only thing everybody was getting at me about when I was trying to find something in my DM relevant to what would be typically our interest. It was hard to find anything not related to the Oscars. So when I seen the little about the Blac Chyna and Rob Kardashian and the Tyga shit, I just thought that would be more of an opportunity for us to open up a conversation about the general idea of child support. However, it was triggered by this here. Let me put it up real quick. Oh my mama. So this is the clip that triggered the title. So from what I can gather, from what I can ascertain, shout out to CT. Anytime I say that, it's only out of fun. A guy that I've come familiar with coming across his clips on YouTube by the name of CT. He does reaction videos, and that's his catchphrase. So never, and that's the exact like little pitch he says it in. So I'm only showing love. But Tyga and Rob Kardashian respond to Blac Chyna's claim that she does not have any support. So from what I can gather, from what I can ascertain, both of these cats is Blac Chyna baby daddy, right? So somewhere she made a claim that she don't get no support, right? So these cats say, the white boy said, I pay 37 racks a year for my daughter's school. I handle every single medical expense. I pay for all her extracurricular activities. I have my daughter from Tuesday to Saturday. Why would I pay child support? LOL. Tyga say, I pay $40K a year for my son's school and he lives with me Monday through Saturday. Why would I pay child support? LOL. Only assuming that one or the other had saw the other's response and fashioned it to be the same. That's quite comical, but even more comical, I would find it that a female on my mama, Alvin, we spoke about that. Rest in peace to Tyrese Sampson. We spoke about that. I find it even more comical that a female would find herself comfortable even expressing a lack of support for two children. Just think, if they not paying for no extracurricular activities, if they not getting the kids through that period of time that they described, both of them, if the only thing they were doing for two children in combination were paying almost $80,000 in tuition, if that were the only support provided and given, compared to what she apparently can provide on her own, and also compared to what's typical in a baby daddy type situation, I can't believe that a female finds herself in a position where she's expressing a lack of support. It blows my mind. You dig it, guys? I'm like, I'm glad to see that both of these gentlemen, and I'm just going to be respectful, well, I'm going to say both of these fathers. There's things we discussed about one of these cats that I don't even know if he deserved the support. However, as a father, and you know the way the child support saga goes, true indeed, there are some deadbeats. However, there are numerous cases where non-deadbeats get the short end of the stick due to technicalities, traditions, and just a general perception from the public on how things should be. And I think that it is very indicative of a lot of the intentions of the women when they can see they have 2 children that are getting $80,000 toward tuition a year, plus other financial support, and she can still express dissatisfaction. I think that goes to show that what it is, she probably would prefer that $80,000 be allocated to her hand, so she could probably spend about 20 to 30 on tuition, pocket the remainder, and purchase more designer items and things of that nature. That's the only reason I can see. Because if you just think about it, cuz any regular female who ain't with her baby daddies, she got 2 baby daddies, and they both kicking in, and we just gonna factor in from the tuitions up, they both apparently kicking in between 60,000 and upward a year just on, you know, that's what it, no problem, what it cost them just to be supportive of their children. And you got a female complaining. This what F it up for the females that might actually have a gripe that needs to be heard, because this is, I don't know what she tripping on. I couldn't imagine. You realize? I mean, I know so many females that are satisfied with far less, and not saying far less is they're doing far less on purpose and could do way more, but just in typical, you don't find the average fathers, 1 female, 2 fathers that are able to kick in and contribute that much in general. And then for you not to be satisfied, I think the female in this situation is the epitome of deadbeat. How much of a boost or a crush do you need? This is what it is. I think the headlines of how some of these other celebrity scenarios and situations turn out, and the numbers attached to what some of these other fathers have been ordered to pay, and it seems like the finances are going directly to the opposite parent, the mother, for her to decide how they be distributed. I think she's in desire of a situation more reminiscent of something of that nature. You dig a lies? And I think that this is a situation that's indicative beyond just this personal situation. You dig a lies? I was saying that only reason we paying attention to what they going through is because it has implications beyond a personal situation. It's a whole lot of people caught up in this co-parenting, child support scenario that I really think need to be overhauled, relooked, revamped. Just from the perspective of this, think about this, bro. Where's the balance in the concept that a female gets pregnant, right? And if she finds herself financially incapable of providing for her child, the government puts her in a program of assistance. However, on the opposite, if the father, who had less say so in whether or not the pregnancy goes to term or things of that nature, if he finds himself incapable of financially providing, he's faced with penalties, incarceration, suspension of license, so many, he gets sanctions now. Now that I finally understand what sanctions are, if a man can't provide for his seed, he gets sanctions, and a female gets reparations. I find that odd in general. When we get to the real near radio and we crack them lines open, I want to talk about it. I want to talk about, do you think that these dudes are able to escape responsibility, or do it seem like she's speaking from a ratchet, greedy, thirsty, entitled position, perspective. I know if I was only responsible for the things that they claim and my child's mother was complaining, I would have very few words. It wouldn't take much for me to get my point across at that point, man. Oh, bye, 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 mama. Oh, bye, 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 bye. All I have to tell her something like this. Gone. Cut all that drama out. Take that back to your mama house. Shut your mouth, it's just what I'm talking about. Shut your mouth, it's just what I'm talking about. Gone. Cut all that drama out. Take that back to your mama house. Shut your mouth, it's just what I'm talking about. Shut your mouth, it's just what I'm talking about. I swear, no more calling or texting or either. Experience has always been an excellent teacher. I admit, I admire the elegant features. Equally flattered by the fact she let a felon intrigue her. It felt like love, I fell in it eager. But after telling them lies, I could never believe her. At one point, really thought we was forever. Just like everybody else that used to see us together. But whatever, let it burn. Live and you learn. Your biggest concern has always been what you can get in return. Stay stuck on stupid, overstating your status. Reality TV stars motivating the madness. Just gone. Cut all that drama out. Take that back to your mama house. Shut your mouth, it's just what I'm talking about. Shut your mouth, that's just what I'm talking about. Gone. Cut all that drama out. Take that back to your mama house. Shut your mouth, it's just what I'm talking about. Shut your mouth, it's just what I'm talking about. Yeah, I heard the phone ring and I could've responded just like that was your ring and you shouldn't have pondered. I'm humble, but uncomfortable with this verbal confrontation. Heard what you had to say, it deserves some constellation. To pinpoint the problem, it's a combination of your negative attitude and conversation. Playing detective, hacking my passwords, immature, always make sure you had a last word. Bringing up your ex, trying to compare us, apparently unaware but don't care. I find it embarrassing, face to face, flesh to flesh. Feel no affection and reflection, I can tell we killed the connection. So just gone, cut all that drama out. Take that back to your mama house. Shut your mouth, it's just what I'm talking about. Shut your mouth, that's just what I'm talking about. Gone, cut all that drama out. Take that back to your mama house. Shut your mouth, it's just what I'm talking about. Shut your mouth, it's just what I'm talking about. That ain't cute. Always trying to hit every blunt. Barely wanna get your nails done every month. Look how insubordinate, ignorant, and hard you went. Was you venting or trying to kill me in the argument? Go on, snap the screenshots. Who you gon' show though? Me and your folk don't even talk no more. You the type to convince me I'm literally the best you ever had, and turn around and try to belittle me with that same old sarcastic smart opinion when I'm speaking from the heart like you hard of hearing. Swash nothing to chunk up a deuce to you and get back to bust the bitches like I used to do. So just gone, cut all that drama out. Take that back to your mama house. Shut your mouth, it's just what I'm talking about. Shut your mouth, that's just what I'm talking about. Gone, cut all that drama out. Take that back to your mama house. Shut your mouth, it's just what I'm talking about. Shut your mouth, it's just what I'm talking about. The record is entitled Talking About. Available on all digital platforms. Tap in, tap out. I see the lines lighting up. We're gonna get to them soon. Before we do, I wanna speak on something that's far more serious than the scenario as far as the characters involved that we just spoke on, not the overall implications, because that is a very serious situation. But this right here, if you see the second half of the title, says working while black, man arrested in Florida. This scenario right here blew my mind, just to give y'all a little background on what took place. Apparently there was a black man working at a Best Western in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. He was confronted by a racist customer who was using racial slurs, made a public scene. So the manager, who was a melanated man, African descent, utilized his authority as a manager to verbally make the man aware that he was no longer allowed on the premises, and verbally basically kicked him out for the uproar that he made. And lo and behold, as he was sitting behind the counter manning his post as manager of this Best Western. This individual on camera decided to re-enter the hotel lobby and physically attack the manager. The manager quickly rose to his feet to defend himself, was capable of getting the best of the other individual. Throughout this ordeal, the police show up. And of course, they arrest the black man. Not only do they assault the black man when he get there physically, they arrest him. He goes to jail. Had to spend $1,000 on bail. The charges were initially, later on dropped. The individual that attacked him got a courtesy ride from the same police department to a friend's house. And I just want y'all to see what I saw. This blew my fucking mind. This just gives you a reminder of they don't give a fuck about us. And it's two different Americas too. Just look. Now, mind you, what else are you to do? Look how calmly this man is sitting here doing his job, minding his business. He already told this individual, you're no longer welcome on these premises. You use these racial slurs. Now look, bam, the original man. Okay, yo bad, bit off too much, more than you can chew. Bit off more than you can chew. Is it a crime to being able, look, there's a witness. This witness told this man, I saw everything. I'll wait here with you till the police come and I'll let them know what happened. Yet and still, the man tried to tell the police officers, just look at the video and you'll see what happened. All he's doing is holding the man down until the law comes. This dude told him, I'm gonna wait with you. I got your back. And look what took place. Look at the initiation. Look. The guy starts. Look at that. Oh my mama. But watch this. Look at this, guy. Let's show you a little further how the officers treated this man who had done absolutely nothing.
Okay.
What the? Look, this man went to jail for disturbing the peace, resisting arrest, and obstruction of justice. However, the man who attacked him still is yet to be charged, my nigga. This is disgusting. What the? Cuz, like, I don't know any type of way to describe that other than it's two Americas. The American Constitution, when it was initially designed, considered people that look like myself less than human. I believe it was 3/5 of human, to be exact. And regardless of how less oppressive our general society appears to be than that, it is not eradicated. I could not imagine any way to justify these officers for not only showing up. We seen this in a hotel recently with some younger people. It was a head-up fight between two young boys, a white boy and a black boy. The black boy was actually younger and smaller than the white boy. And when the police showed up, they also treated the young black male like a criminal while allowing the young white man to sit there unattended to and witness them over physically handle the young black man. So it's a part of the culture. But my thing is this. Not only did they show up on the scene, treat the black dude like the criminal off top, they refused to watch the video, which would obviously vindicate his position to defend himself. They ignored a witness. And in the midst of all that, this employee was taken to jail, charged criminally, had to post bail, while the person who attacked him on camera in front of a witness received a courtesy ride to the motherfucking friend's house on my mama just because it's so obvious and just because we talking about it on this platform. I would be remiss if I did not remind y'all it is essential for us to constantly, continuously to read between the lines.
I mean, we had a great time. I mean, but it's just seems like.
Oh, I clicked on the wrong song. I thought I had shit lined up perfect. My bad.
We read between the lines. We read between the lines. We read between
On the set, could've swore I had covered my bases. Ended up in court, had to fight a couple of cases. Crackers don't care when you come in them places. It be written on their faces. Them motherfuckers is racist. Fuck trial, shit tricky, give me the deal. I ain't never seen a real killer beat a pill. Shooter got a brighter future if he got a date. Behind the gate, lot of politics to tolerate. Sitting in the car, finna split a cigar. To my niggas on the yard, send my biggest regards. You don't wanna run it back, we already ran it. You landed flat on his back, cause I'm heavy-handed. Wanna catch another fade, we can follow up. But I ain't waiting all day, niggas squabble up. Gang of anger, got it all bottled up. Gang bangers, whole world follow us. Evil signs you believe, can you see the signs? Tell me who gon' lead the blind, why they lead the blind? Am I wrong cause I'm all about me and mine? Niggas better catch on, read between the lines. Evil signs you believe, can you see the signs? Tell me who gon' lead the blind, why they lead the blind? Am I wrong cause I'm all about me and mine? Niggas better catch on, read between the lines. Niggas clowns need to be in the circus. Putting these buzzers on the turf, they defeating the purpose. The first to return when the enemy serves immediately on ease. These weenies be nerve dedicated to a section that didn't deserve us. It turned us into murderers and then the deserters. Number one lesson I learned in the pen: when you lose your respect, you can't earn it again. Smoke a lot, classified most faded. The local won't be satisfied till all his folks made it. This Cabbage Patch where he caught most of the damage at. Perhaps he know a magic plastic surgeon that can manage that. Ask me, I'm just a product of my habitat. Narcotic habits where they quick to let you have it at. Nigga on me talking about he need half that. I'm laughing at him as if my little bastard having that. Evil signs you believe, can you see the sign? Tell me who gon' lead the blind, why they lead the blind? Am I wrong cause I'm all about me and mine? Niggas better catch on, read between the lines. Evil signs you believe, can you see the sign? Tell me who gon' lead the blind, why they lead the blind? Am I wrong cause I'm all about me and mine? Niggas better catch on, read between the lines. Read between the lines off the illiterate EP, available on all digital platforms. Silent J on the beat. On the bars, that's me, SPI VJ Keyway, aka Bay Machiavelli. We in the Black Box, Wake and Bake, Real Near Radio. My boy Vicious V on the line. You know he always has some very insightful things to add to the dialogue. So what's cracking, Vicious V? Gratitude is the attitude.
Yes, sir.
Jeter.
I know you blessed over there. I know everyone in the Google gang is blessed. So let's go ahead and jump into it. First and foremost, the man that got arrested in Florida, we already know what that is. That is some bullshit.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
mama.
Like off the muscle like this. I'm flabbergasted about that shit. Like for real. Like,
could you?
Come on now.
Could you? I mean, like, other than the obvious, what could motivate?
Mm-hmm.
What could motivate as far as justifying, on behalf of these officers? Because I love to like analyze scenarios from the back end forward to my position to make sure I'm not tripping. So here I am, putting myself in the shoes of these officers. What mental process could justify me ending up conducting my response to this call in the fashion that I did? What could be the thought process to make that okay? Help me figure it out, please.
Well, let's look at it like this here. in their mind frame, because, you know, in my mind frame and your mind frame, there's really no justification in one of us getting arrested for said situation. In their mind frame, and what they're going to try to do is, even if they did decide to look at video footage, and we know they didn't, but even if they did decide to look at said video footage and they see the officer approaching, you know, the black man as he got up, you know, and that little piece of a shove right there, they'll try to justify and say, well, we're trying to make sure that this man isn't on drugs and whatnot. And then when he took the man's hand off of him, because there was no point in that cop grabbing him, they're looking like, yeah, see, that's assault right there. That's assault. So they use the smallest little details, the smallest little things in every situation to justify the wrong that they do against
Sound
them,
like Jim Crow.
which is beyond.
Sound like Jim Crow.
It sounds a lot like Jim Crow, a whole lot like it.
And though it may be a reach, it's so such common conversation that I can't help but reflect that the behavior of Mr. Smith at the Oscars, with the overall perception of how this officer felt justified responding in that manner, the misconception and the perception that's been placed upon us as men of melanation, what's happened at the Oscars goes to help cement them in the position like what their response being appropriate.
Kind of like their justification, the way they did Trayvon Martin, like when they try to go through all of his social media and text messages.
Correct. So now,
that he seemed like the
way they attempt to perceive us. Just think about this: one of the biggest standouts to defy that concept or that image would be said Mr. Smith. And at the moment when they were about to finally adorn him as the epitome of defying that stereotype, getting the largest award that could be bestowed upon an actor in the most prestigious platform available at that exact moment, he, for reasons that we don't even have to discuss at the moment, decided to prove he wasn't nothing but a nigga. Matter of fact,
that's all he needs.
You was a nigga bitch. You wasn't even no nigga. You was a nigga bitch. Cause if you even wanted to prove to be a nigga, there were a lot of details about what took place where the details would have been slightly different. But when you was a effeminate nigga bitch, then this is what we get. You finally prove that you just as ratchet as they would like to perceive us to be. When you were one of our number one examples, alongside Obama, alongside Chris Rock, and a few others, these were the examples that the stereotype was not true. And Will Smith himself had expressed the desire to be remembered or perceived beyond his life as something more than human. He wanted to be not remembered as a person, a man, but a concept, an idea. And for someone to be on a mental realm that advanced, that intense, that deep, that abnormal, and be able to express it in a level of confidence that where it made sense to the average person who heard it, no matter if that's the first time you heard such a concept, if you have never heard it since then, if you didn't quite understand it or couldn't quite grasp it overall, when he uttered it, everything that you knew about him, it kind of made you understand it within the context of the conversation he was having. And I can just see, from me as a person, realizing what he was saying, he threw that out the window, bro. He threw it out the window. It's over with for that. I hate to just switch the subject and get on that, but I ain't gonna lie. Like I said from the beginning, that's all that's being talked about. From when we discussed it initially, so many thoughts have come since then. I've also tapped into so many other people's thoughts since then. Like I say, that's the only thing everybody's talking about. And it was hard to not make a coalition. You digitalize, but just think about it. Yeah. Because you know what I also saw. I saw a new angle from that. We saw an angle. You saw that angle, and it showed Jada.
Yeah, from behind Jada Pinkett.
Yeah.
Yep, I seen it.
You know what it remind me of? It remind me of that DMX song where he say, "Chill right there, shorty. Told you I got you. Remember I held you down when the faggot nigga shot." Like, it was like, she, you know what? And then, I want to be honest, because the way it was trying to be pushed was, she was laughing at the fact that Will went up and did that. But if I look at the timing of the laugh, I think she was more so laughing at Chris Rock's joke that he made in response. Trying to I think she was trying to adapt to the moment, realize what had just happened, and then I think when he cracked that joke, like, Will Smith, he tried to laugh it off. It seems more like she was trying to laugh it off with him.
Right. And that's exactly what I seen in that video footage. That's exactly what I saw.
Right, but they're trying to make it seem like she was just cracking up at the fact that Will did that, and that's not quite what I saw.
Exactly. We know what it is. I got one more little piece of subject that I want to tap into real quick, and I gotta go ahead head into work. All right. So, me and you talked about this thing before with the child support off camera and whatnot, off the Google gang. So you already know where my life is at right now. I got 2 mothers of my 4 children. One of my oldest, the second of my last 3. I pay child support for all of them. $348 for my oldest, $1,147 for my last 3. The whole thing to me with this child support situation is, depending on the woman and who you decide to lay down with, I think the whole idea of the child support thing, I don't think it has anything to do with the kids in a weird, deep sense. It has more so to do with the threat itself. I don't think it's about the money. With certain people, it's not about the money, it's about the threat. Because you could look at certain baby daddies or whatever, and the mamas will tell them, you need to buy clothes and diapers and shoes or whatever. So if they don't do that, if they don't comply to that, then they'll use that child support as a threat. That's what certain women
or enforcement for support. If you force a certain individual to resort to that, even though that's not in their nature, then I can kind of like under and understand that as well. That perspective, a female giving you the action to be a cat that's gonna do appropriate based on what you can, and then you just refuse to participate whatsoever. Then I can kind of like sympathize with a female who decides that my only recourse is to go through the system at some point. I can dig that.
Right.
But go ahead, please continue.
And that's the route that I took. And we're not saying that, there ain't no yes, there are deadbeat dudes out there. Yes, there are guys. We already said, we know that. But the way the court systems are and the way they drag out a lot of court cases with child support and visitation, all that, yada, yada, whoop de whoop, the reason they're able to do this is because that's one of the few cases that draws out the most money. Then on top of that, where you have a certain young lady or whatever that's living off the state aid or whatever, knowing that they have the ability to do a lot better with their life and work a job or whatever, instead they'll settle with less, but it comes with the form of a payment, coming from the dad. And like you said before, if a man is not able to pay his obligations, you get your license taken away, your passport, possible jail, fines, all that. Because I know in the state of Tennessee, if you behind $1,000 in child support, you going to jail. Hands down, you going to jail.
I just don't. I don't quite comprehend why the system doesn't require more accountability from recipient of support as far as the allocation of the funds. It seems like it should be far more. A system should be far more interested in exactly what take place with these funds throughout the entire process? Why are they so considerate with finances before they're rendered? They're very interested in everything that you have going on financially to come to some type of decision on how much you should pay. And it is very mandated all the way up until that point. But as soon as you transfer the funds over, why does the mandate and the supervision of this transaction cease? When this is it's so obvious that the capability for the funds to be misappropriated is there. Why is that left to be such a large gray area left up to the recipient? I think the system fails when there is not a system designed to have more accountability from the recipient of the support when it goes into such a tedious detail to not only assess what type of funds are available for support, then it calls upon all the authority of the legal system to mandate you respond accordingly, and then it just drops out once you do and allows the
I got an answer for that.
Please do.
Okay, so I'm going through this as well, but I got my stuff taken care of. This is how this works. When it comes to them putting out support for the man to pay, they first go by your income. Automatically, it's going to be depending on what state it is, and I'll use the state of Tennessee as an example. 40%. 40% of your income is what they're going to deem as feasible to support said children. However, with certain moms that have their children under the state where there's Medicaid, TennCare, and even food stamps, they try to say it's not, it's even food stamps, SNAP, EBT, welfare, Section 8, all that is under the umbrella of Families First. Those are government-funded programs. So when they have a mandate of how much the amount that you need to pay, 40% of that payment that you got to make is going to the state. They're making money off of this. And they're getting more of the money than what it actually costs to support your other children. So it's almost like a bit of a loan.
I have a very, very interesting comment in the chat room, because this thought flashed in my mind while I was discussing this, and didn't even think past it for more than a moment because it seems so obscure. But Megalicious, a female, said, I had to pay child support and back pay when my daughter lived with her dad. I just want to applaud that.
Applaud. Shout out.
I would love for you to be able to call in verbally and kind of give us more insight. I saw you mention earlier that you was at work, so that might not be a possibility. But that is amazing. I want to let you know she's not black. She's also a white woman. Right. Tell me this: was your child's father black or white? This is gonna say a lot, because I am of the immediate assumption he's a white man.
But also in her case, and I'm just guessing, it may be a situation where I don't believe that she may have lost her children like wrongfully in a case. It may have been a situation where, you know, the children had to live with the dad, and
you know damn well you can't give Meg a pass just off top.
Okay, I ain't giving no one a pass.
Because look, no, the thing is this: we know damn well the court leans to the female over. If she found herself in a position where he not only was able to gain child custody, but also reach child support, I believe Meg was going through something in her life that she would willingly tell you she wasn't on point. She had to be. I know she had to not be. If we can be honest and keep it a Google about when we not quite up to par, for a female, a white female, to be in position to where she lost custody of her kids to the point where she had to pay child support and back pay, she was doing some things in her life that she, I'm pretty sure, was not proud of, and that she's graduated from at this point. So we don't want to give a false perception because we love Meg. Go ahead and keep it a Google, bro.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. My fault. But I mean that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, because just imagine she's blonde hair, blue eye. So she had to be. She had to be. They took her babies. She was fucking up. 805 area code. Keep it a Google with us, man. I appreciate your patience.
SPI Vic, Real Near Radio.
Okay, it's a family affair. Vicious V, Two Nicks and me. What's happening? Real Near Radio in full effect.
That's what's up. Hey, it just made me think of that old song back in the day off the Daz album. What was it? You didn't have to file on me. You turned my child on me.
Whose song was that?
Oh, you gotta pay. It's not like I'm paying for my baby. I'm paying for you and your Nia.
Who said? Who? Hey, that has to be one of the most repulsing, hard to swallow parts of that dynamic.
Yup.
Like, I think the average man would care less about providing finances for his child and the woman he had with the child.
Right.
But the idea and the reality that she finna take them funds and finance another scenario and situation is what makes it repulsive. That makes it extremely repulsive. This is what is hard to stomach. This is what caused me to be eternally appreciative to the mothers of all my children, because regardless of them typically throughout the majority of all my children's lives being the primary caregiver, and my ability to support fluctuated throughout that time, and our relationships have been primarily contentious, not the best of relationships. None of them have actually resorted to putting me in a position where the system is involved with however we communicate with support. They at times have showed the patience for me to be able to do better, and in time the creator and the universe has caused it to where it's no longer an issue. But at times when it was or could have potentially been an issue, ain't nobody never really like served me like that. So I can only be grateful to the universe and those that had the power to place the powers to be upon me in my program for not participating in such pettiness. Did you hear all the P's? But I'm just saying, I appreciate that. Oh, my mama.
If you can have for always being there in your daughter's lives and always being present and being there even when they were little babies.
And that's what it really, and I believe in my personal experience, that's what it boiled down to. And it also, when you take the opposite parent and then you kind of like visualize their father in their life, when you compare what I attempt to do regardless of what I was capable of at times, there's no comparison. My intentions have always been obvious, apparent, and pure, and therefore I believe that my counterparts, at least out of any other issue that we couldn't see eye to eye on, just based on real life experiences and reality understanding, they at least understood my position in that regard. Because typically, my sense of fatherhood initiated before my baby mama, before we even conceived children, because they all had a child that's older than our kid. So it's like when we was fucking around before we had children that I could father, there was typically a sense of fatherhood extended to the child that they already possessed. So that also helped to build an understanding and establish probably why, and I'm not saying that it's a science, but just perhaps, and I'm thinking about it now with y'all, that may have helped gather the accumulative agreements that the system wasn't necessary. Plus, motherfuckers know when it comes to my babies, they get it before I get it. The only thing I keep it maintain, retain, and build is so in case of the unfortunate or the worst, or not even in case, when the inevitable takes place, there needs to be something that's stacked up that I didn't give to them that they could have once I'm gone. That's the whole reason why we here trying to get it. That's why we don't get mad. We get money. Baby like streetwear, tap in. Oh, my mama. 516 area code, Real Near Radio.
Yo, what's the word?
Hey, the word of the day actually was bastion. Bastion. This was the word of the day. And bastion is a place or system where something continues to survive. And right here, the bastion on the black box is keeping it to Google. That survives. We keep it to Google. You live. What's happening,
That's
little
a
one?
fact.
That's a fact. This sticks though. This sticks diamond eyes. You know what I'm saying? Calling from Queens and all that. I just wanted to call in and say, you know what I'm saying? It's off topic of everything that's going on the show today. But I just wanted to say SIP to Nipsey. You know what I'm saying?
Neighborhood to the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Keyway Christ. That's always that's always on top.
Know what I mean?
That's
Today
always
that third year, you know what I mean?
That's always on topic around here. I didn't even realize this was the anniversary. It is the 31st. Oh my mama, you know what? You know what you did in a very, very, very spiritual fashion. I can't help but wow, that's crazy. I gotta do this like this. Thank you so much. Sticks from Queens. You can
That's a fact.
You're gonna have to hang on for a minute before you really get it off, because I gotta do this now just because you did that, man. Damn, for real, this the motherfucking it's 3 years, huh?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, it's the count on years.
So my nigga would have been 36. And just imagine what he would have did in those 36 months. Wow. We see the pace he was on, right? Just imagine.
The momentum was crazy.
Wow.
Neighborhood Nip Hussle. Big shout out to my nigga SPI, Spotter Low. You know I'm in the black box. Had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned. All that.
Tupac of my generation, Pac was highly intelligent, but in our culture, street culture, especially in his generation, intelligence was viewed as a form of weakness. How do you get the people that's really affected by, you know, what we're trying to solve involved?
Mathematical mode, marathoning, making moves taken. The heartbreaking news made major breaking news. Nephews, nieces, siblings, seeds, stay confused. Waking up shaking, aching, praying that it's April Fool's. Chosen child from the now, stakes is huge. Snakes and fake styling the gate is too late to choose. Through violent visions gave victory, paid your dues. Motivated, demonstrated, elevated views. Truths don't die, we multiply. I ain't make the rules. Self-medicate, meditate, and celebrate the blues. Neighborhood, roller coaster, you can take the cruise, I'm good. Blue laces, suede Puma's favorite shoes. Jesus to the generation, you never say me on my babies. Most beautiful gift whoever gave me. For such a precious life, who decides price? I couldn't view the slide twice, cuz they crucified Christ.
Yeah, that's being on the hook, and then he act like a hook about the hook that being on. Neighborhood Nip told me when he gave me the song, he told me I could take cuz off, but I left him on. And the fact that the homie was gone, and I reached out to Bino, he act like a female puppy on a bone. On my mama. 516, my boy Sticks Diamonds, man. I appreciate you for making us aware that it's the anniversary of the Keyway Christ laying down. My nigga from Queens, what's happening?
Now, that's a fact.
Hey, look, check this out. Hey,
That's
Sterling.
what's going down.
Hey, Sterling the Silver, rapper, producer. We not for all that, man. You're not finna spam the chat, my nigga. Knock that shit off. All them big ass paragraphs off subject about shit we don't give a fuck about. Knock that off, bro. Cause that's the second time your message got deleted. Next time it's gonna be you. But yeah, what's happening, Sticks Diamonds?
You already know, man. I'm at work. I'm in the bathroom right now, twisting up on my break and all that. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. They don't do no randoms, do they?
Nah. I'm an independent contractor. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I do carpentry, so.
Oh, much love.
You know,
much love to the grind.
I'm the type of individual that I get to do what I want. Like, I'm such a cool motherfucker and everybody love me that I do what I want.
Guess who you just described yourself as? Guess who you just described yourself as?
Who I describe myself as?
Right now, yep.
Who would I describe myself as?
You just described yourself as Jesus Christ.
Oh, that's a fact.
The carpenter that's so cool.
That's
Everybody was loving him and he could do whatever he wanted.
Oh, shit.
That's
a fact. That's like Nip.
Yeah, but yeah. On my mom. Although Nip wasn't a carpenter, only reason I went there is because of the carpentry. But that's your Christ-like. You know what I realized? With the blasphemy that is attached with calling someone a Christ. I did that boldly because of a deep down conviction. And subsequently, afterward, I became aware that Christ is not even a name. It's a title. And that before the establishment of the Jesus Christ that we were taught to revere, there were like upwards of 14 to 15 historical Christ types prior to that. And it kind of took the pressure, the guilt away from me for adorning my comrade, now my ancestor, as a Christ. Because from what I could feel and from what I can ascertain, shout out CT, Cuz was a Christ type, like in so many ways. There's so many parallels for me to make a comparison for what I know about the experience of Christ here on earth. And for the keyways in specific, Cuz was a Christ because he came, he was here as one of us to show us a better way, died at the same age in the midst of his campaign. He also prophesied his death in almost the exact manner in which it took place. Cuz got lyrics that say, check me out. That nigga say, I don't want no help, just let me suffer through this. The world would not know Jesus Christ if they were never Judas. This knife that's in my back will be the truth that introduced us. So right then and there, on top of a whole lot of other lyrics that somewhat predicted what his untimely death ended up being, similar to Christ in so many ways. Also, personally, Christ is said to have experience death in that fashion in replace of us as humans. That he died and we don't have to, the eternal death. His blood was shed for us. Me personally, at the time of Cuz' death, I was being challenged with the motivation to make appearances in certain areas affiliated with my gang affiliation in order to make a point. Although internally I had no desire to be in these places, I was being compelled to make appearances based upon other people's perceptions and statements. And when the homie passed in his set on in that fashion, to me it was Christ like that. He died so that I don't have to. It was obvious to the whole world that was a bad decision to be there. Therefore, vindicating me from anything I thought that I had to appease and making my presence known. You know, so I can go deeper. There are even more parallels that I can draw, but that's what causes him to be a Christ type in my eyes. So there's no blasphemy associated, no sacrilegion associated. I think the fact that we're so quick to attach blasphemy and sacrilegious spirit to said statements is more indicative of how far we've been brainwashed, more so than that we're adapted to be evil, because I think there is far more reverence attached to these religious concepts than are due. I know I went away on another subject, but it is Random Ramble on Real Near Radio. You dig lies?
Real Near Radio. Right. Hey, you know Cowboy, that's my homie. You know what I'm saying?
Who is you from 60s?
Nah.
Wait, so wait. So you're I'm gonna tell you right now. You're clear. You talking about Cowboy from 60s, right?
Nah, I'm talking about Cowboy from Baby Low. He called you a couple weeks ago.
He said he used to marry the home. He was married to the homegirl. Okay. I'm finna go somewhere else. That's what's saying.
Yeah. You said you was on his porch and all that. Y'all was talking and chopping.
No, I ain't never said I was on his porch. No. I don't know. No. Oh, let me tell you this too. Another thing, when I was talking to Cuz, I was like, oh yeah, you got into it with my cousin, and I remember when Wooty Wow.
Yeah.
No, but look, I was misspeaking. I was having a remembrance of her sister and her husband, who had an altercation with my cousin, and they got over it like men. And I just blended the memories together.
Right.
He responded like he remembered what I was talking about, but when he described himself as dark skinned and bald head, that's what her sister husband had looked like, and then my brain just fused the memories. But I was referring to a whole nother dude, but I do know who you're talking about. That's your homie. But what that matter? That's your homie.
But he did. We after that, you know what I'm saying? We had a conversation that day, and he did bring up the fact. He was like, "Yo, remember he said that I got us over with his cousin." He said that it got lost because he was like, you know what I'm saying, your cousin for somebody from his section and Cowboys.
Nah. Look. I swear to God, look. His ex-wife got a sister that used to deal with my first cousin.
Right.
This is how detailed the scenario is. This is how I was off. My first cousin and her sister's husband had a scenario based on history that didn't go too far. It was squashed like men quickly, but that's what I was referring to in my mind, thinking I was referring that was the guy. That ain't the guy. So whatever scenario he's talking about, it's another cousin that I don't even know about, or that I'm not thinking about. I was thinking about something. I was wrong when I talked to him about it. So whatever he thought I was referring to, whatever incident he referring to, it may be an incident, but I wasn't referring to that, and I was wrong. I made a mistake. Wrong dude.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
I got you. Copy.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
but
that's what it is.
Right people. No, everything's great. Around here, we don't get mad. We get money, and it's consistently JITA. If you're not aware, JITA is an acronym for gratitude is the attitude. It's always good money. You digging lies? Hey, yo, Jay, tell him how good we is around here.
Hey, we good around here, homie. We get money every day.
That's what I like to hear.
You know, we stay sucker free and hater free, homie. All day.
That's what I like to hear right there. Or
No,
that's the response that I was looking for.
I was just trying to invite you in,
Father
Jay.
Low.
That's a
No,
loved
whatever.
one, man. He came in showing much love to the Kiwi Christ, man. That's a loved one. You know, we not tripping on cuz. I was just trying to introduce you. What's happening, Jay?
Hey, Father Low, you know, I usually have a couple of things that be on the brain. I want to give my condolences, man, to the family out there and where that little boy fell off that ride, man. I saw that. That shit fucked me up.
Yeah.
I think
Tyrese Sampson, rest in peace. Rest in peace to Tyrese Sampson, who is now one of our ancestors as well. Man, that was horrific, horrible. My condolences to his family, man. I appreciate you for bringing him up again. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that unedited footage on World Star of him actually falling off the ride, homie, and that shit fucked me up, huh?
Yeah.
Oh,
Fuck
wow.
me up too, bro. That the whole, like, all I can imagine and hope and pray is that he had no idea that happened. Cause like my brain is so motherfucking cinematic. It breaks down into the, like, from the moment I can't help but imagine the moment if he did realize something was wrong. I don't give a fuck how fast that was. That had to be the most terrifying fucking. And then, like, what's the process of consciousness being over with? Like, at what point? Like, imagine how much damage was physically done to his body. The pain that would provide for a conscious individual.
Yeah.
And then my brain just naturally tries to figure out where and when and what. And I just hope that consciousness is over with before the awareness of what actually took place. That would be horrible. That would be horrible, cuz why did you even bring it? Damn, Jay, God, damn, rest in
That
peace.
was like a 3-story fall.
Bro, at 75 miles an hour, just think, people jump from 3 stories to end it just off of natural inertia and natural speed and impact. Just think for it to be propelled by 75 miles an hour and then your actual physical weight being on the top spectrum of society. You're upwards of 200, closer to 3, if not, bro. And then your mind, you're a kid, you're a baby. Like, that is man, I feel for him.
Yeah, that was a tragedy. That day. Hold on. That day that happened, Lo, you sent that text in the morning. Bro, my daughter went to Six Flags that next morning. That's why I didn't say a damn thing on that, because if I said something, I would have juiced myself. It was horrible.
But it's like the next morning is kind of like in everybody's mind. That's the safest time to go. Like, just think about how.
I was thinking too. You know, they shut down that ride. Yep.
Yeah,
they
but just
shut down the same ride.
and it's like as rare as that incident is that takes place. Okay, it just happened. So now, in the probability numbers, right now you're pretty cool. But the fact that it does and can happen, I tap out. I don't participate. I don't know if it's current or not, but since then, I've seen another clip of someone that was at like a carnival, and they were in a ride that went upside down, and they ended up swinging and falling up out the seat too.
Yeah, that's current. That just happened too. I saw that, homie. That's current.
That's current, huh? Did it happen?
County Fair.
Did it happen after this other incident, or did it just get released recently?
Yeah, it happened after, like a couple days after, homie. But yeah, they falling out of rides everywhere.
It's not worth it.
That's crazy.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it. If you understand the propensity for human error in all endeavors of life, you would realize that a lot of the risks we take for sport, leisure, fun, unnecessary risks are not practical risk. It's almost like, I don't know the numbers on the security of bungee jumping, bungee jumping, or skydiving. However, I'm aware that neither activity is 100 proof. I'm not fucking with neither. The most probable effect of either of them, those events not going according to plan, the most probable result of that is not something I'm willing to gamble. For the,
You ever seen them people that run those carnies, those carnival rides?
yeah, they're us. They're us at 17 that don't know shit. Plus, they probably doing tabs and doing meth and don't know shit about shit. Yeah, I see them. Pimple face.
Just to interject right quick, I'm gonna jump off the line. I'm about to get back to work. My break over. I'm gonna holler at y'all.
Sticks Diamonds. Much love to Queens, man. Appreciate you.
I appreciate you, bro.
Thanks for tapping in.
You know, I found a lot of fortune. I found a lot of fortune in Queens, just like the nigga coming to America, Eddie Murphy.
That's what's up. That's what you're supposed to do. Queens is rich for that. You know what I mean?
No, I appreciate Queens. I appreciate Queens in general for the part it played in my journey, regardless how the nigga that was driving that portion of the journey ended up crashing the wagon. I still appreciate Queens. It's part of my story. So much love, my nigga.
No doubt. I appreciate you, brother.
Likewise. Oh, all right. I almost hung up the wrong homie. Hey, yeah, y'all just, I just forgot exactly what we was talking about.
The rides and all that. Just putting risk and all that.
Yeah, it's not worth it, bro. Is it worth it to say, hey, I'm finna jump out this plane and this parachute may or may not open? To me, it's not.
Hell no.
And then, even for the youngster that lost his life, I know we've all participated. I know it's so common. It's going on right now at this moment. But for the what? It's less than 60 seconds. Or it's not 120 seconds. I know it's not 2 minutes that he would have been on that ride. Whatever the thrill provided in a successful up and down of that ride, even is that thrill, is that experience worth the risk of this, what just took place? That's my question. Nah. And I think this that spirit of humanity is what is causing us to be a population on the verge of doing damage to our environment to the extent that it needs to be repaired. Guess what? Our environment is in need of reparations as dire as our people, as black people are in this country. Yet and still, we're moving in a direction that is not considering it at a level that is appropriate. We, as humans, if we continue all our current activities at the same pace, we will deem this earth inhabitable to a large degree in the next less than 200 years, bro.
And I'm glad you brought that up, Spotted Low. I wanted to speak on this latest article in the Times, the LA Times, from Villanueva. I think he is trying to start a race war in LA, homie. That's just my honest opinion.
What make you say that?
Blacks and Latinos.
What make you say that? I don't doubt you. I'm just curious.
Yeah, but the article that just came out where he basically is speaking on black folks and what he feels our issues is that him being Latino and coming into a sheriff department that traditionally have not been kind to us. Just think about Donna Taylor and the executioners. But what Villanueva is attempting to do is sow seeds of division, in my opinion, between blacks and Latinos in LA. Because what he focused on in that article is reasons why blacks are their own worst enemies. Black on black crime, but black on black crime is in every community, homie. It's just not in the black community. and Villanueva to try and point that out as one of the factors of what's keeping African Americans down, and he tried to tie it all into
Look,
why
I
blacks
can't
are
help
so
but
distrustful.
I can't help but bring it back to Will and Chris. Look what type of stereotype Will Smith is helping to perpetuate. One of our best examples to go against what Villanueva is trying to push unjustly. But as far removed as that incident at the Oscars is from exactly what you're speaking of, in the mind of a person that's just analyzing the actual elements of who's involved, not the persons, but as far as how you're saying it's a racial thing with Villanueva, and he's trying to, based upon unjust stereotypes, perpetuate discord between the races based upon a stereotype. And just look what Will did, bro. So he's saying that in our environments that we are suffering highly due not because of the injustices that have been imposed upon us, but because the decisions and attitudes and the way we carry ourselves, things that we do that are indicative to us as a group that are kind of hard to deny. This is what his position. And then at a point like that, even one of our best examples displays behavior that would kind of like tend to support his position.
Well, let me ask you this though, Spider Low, because I really didn't want to speak on Will, but since it's brought up, because in my opinion, it's just been oversaturated.
But
I don't appreciate
it's only
oversaturated.
It's only oversaturated. It's not unjustly, unduly oversaturated. The world wasn't sitting around looking to pay Will Smith, Chris Rock, and Jada Pinkett extra attention. That's not what we were doing. We have a war. There's so many things that have been like so at the forefront of conversation and attention. They demanded the oversaturation of this subject. So it's not the public unjustly overreacting. Will Smith did something so fucking anti-normal, abnormal, something so extreme. There's so many obvious implications or connections based upon his wife being extremely disrespectful, vocal about their most intimate details of their life. This is the boiling point. This is the pimple that describes all the sodas and chips and every shit else you done ate. The pimple done popped. That's why it's oversaturated, because it's been building. We didn't build it. They built it. Think about the things. I was not even aware that Jada Pinkett has been on Oprah Winfrey discussing Will Smith's sexual performance as less than stellar. As a matter of fact, if we're talking about thumbs up and thumbs down, in the past, Jada Pinkett has been on a platform as large as Oprah Winfrey, giving Will Smith a thumbs down as her husband publicly on sexual performance.
Giving them the Robin Givens.
Okay.
What is the public's responsibility in ignoring the fact that this man walked up on the stage and basically committed a crime? How is the public that typically taps into the most shocking incidents that we are aware of, how are you surprised that it's oversaturated with that incident? How are you not just as shocked as everybody else? This is Mr. Squeaky Clean. We as people of color with images in the public and prestige, it's a subject to be had. We always talk about how they attempt to make a scandal out of every successful black man. We say they did it to OJ. They did it to Bill Cosby. They continuously throw something people's way, or there's something that pops up and we say they did it to Tiger Woods. What about Will Smith that just did it to himself? He and his wife have been doing it to themselves for the last few years.
You see all the comedians coming out in defense of Chris Rock, like Jim Carrey and a bunch of people.
I have.
Comedians
I have.
slap up to make a joke.
Because you know what you have to do first? You have to weigh Chris Rock's joke against the last 30 years of jokes that have been given against celebrities. I just seen a clip of Martin Lawrence on stage, Def Jam Comedy, telling an NBA nigga, "Oh, you go with MC Light. I used to fuck her." He right there in the audience. Niggas is busting up. His homies is slapping him. He like, "Yeah, you know it's a whole lot of light at the end of that tunnel." So, now flash forward. Then I saw a clip of Chris Rock in a dress, in a blonde wig, on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, going out on a date with Will. If you know about what Tupac said about Quincy Jones and how influential Quincy Jones has been in Will Smith's life since a young man, and a lot of the things that have been flamboyant about Will Smith's ability to tap into his feminine side versus also including his willingness to be involved in cinema where he was asshole naked in a bed acting out sex acts with a man. It makes me wonder how much of a dynamic actually exists between Chris Rock, Jada Smith, and Will Smith when we know they are the most popular couple that we are aware of that participates in swinging. If you just notice, this is the one element that everybody's ignoring. You remember when Chris Rock was like, I could. That I could. I could either kill you by saying something about your son's homie that was fucking on your wife, or I could talk about how I fucked on your wife and you watched me. They are accepted to be swingers. Will Smith's relationship goes back with Chris Rock way back to the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air when he saw Chris Rock was comfortable wearing a dress and a gold wig. Y'all not listening, cuz. Y'all sleep.
No, yeah, they had a comedian. Like
it's ironic and rare and out the blue it is for Will to feel comfortable doing a certain individual like that, which he knew he wouldn't have done The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. He knew how to pick his rock. So he went up there and did Chris Rock like that. Just think about how much money all these niggas got. He don't know if Chris Rock secretly practices ninjutsu, kawatsu, and kanitsu. He felt comfortable doing that about a man. He knew that man. And if y'all swingers and you know Chris Rock wear dresses from way back then, I think he know Chris Rock better than all of us. I think so does Jada. I think the offense that he took was way more personal than anybody is paying attention to. I think he just swung with them. I think he done swung with them, cuz. On my mama. So, in the sense that Jada is his bitch, I think perhaps Chris.
You from LA just like I am, homie. So we all know that it be some strange shit going on in Hollywood.
But it don't take you from being from LA to know that, thanks to the internet now. Don't act like we got some first-hand knowledge that everybody else don't know. I don't know. I only know via the internet, my nigga. I don't know, cuz. I done been around LA.
I mean, pre-internet.
The Holly Queerdos. Yeah, I know what you're saying, though. But everybody knows, just not LA people. Everybody knows. Oh, my mama.
Yeah.
Just think about it. Look, the whole world is highlighting every element of that interaction and exchange, and nobody is focusing on the moment when Chris Rock said, "I could." Bro, that is the most telling moment of it all to me, and the fact that Will did that to him and turned his back. That's a triangle of secrets that all three are committed to keeping, and that made and guess what? Chris Rock is going to not reveal the secrets. Guess what he done turned out to be? He turned out to be the financial beneficiary of it all, And that's going to be his resolution and his solace. But he told Will, Jada, and the whole world that I could. And we saw him hold that in. The same restraint he showed in not physically responding, he showed in not verbally let everybody know what's really going on.
What it was.
What it was.
Pookie got slapped by Ali.
Pookie got slapped by Ali. And
Right.
guess what? Ali in his life would have never slapped Pookie. Never. Ali was the most...
You said it in the last live, though. You hit on the head. If you look at any content that Will Smith's put out in the last couple of years, it's all from a very calm, poised, he's speaking game to the young generation, kind of putting them on some as far as how you can carry yourself. So you hit on the head the last live, where for him to come up, jump all the way out of his skin over this just because his old lady didn't think a joke was funny. Yeah, I don't know.
And you know what I think he also did? I think he did a major disservice to Richard Williams by associating his behavior with what the character of Venus and Serena's father was and his legacy. Because I haven't seen the movie, I could be wrong, but I don't know of an incident where he has established where he and his daughters have been able to be present on platforms of prestige and excellence, worldwide established, similar, comparable to the Oscars in the athletic world. And they've been, I've seen where instant replay as far as balls being called out, as far as the line judgment, like the NFL, how close they want to dissect it, were a non-heard of thing until one point when his daughter was in a match and the judge called not one, not two, not three, but 4 bad balls that once they reviewed them with the camera up close, and the most of them didn't even take all that. Even the commentators that watched it in live time was saying, oh, that's an awful call. And Miss Williams eventually approached the the judge about what's the problem? Why are you doing this? There's been a whole implementation in the world of tennis of instant replay. When there's a questionable call, they will now judge it down to the micro centimeters, similar to the NFL and the NBA, based upon Miss Williams being cheated on camera in front of the whole world.
Like a K-zone for tennis.
And the reason I'm saying Miss Williams, because I believe it was Serena, I'm not sure if it was Venus. However, it was one of the sisters, and that's why. And her father is never, throughout the whole experience, from what I've seen him be extremely disgusted, extremely triggered, extremely motivated to defend his daughter as a minor in a scenario where there wasn't the Oscars and his daughter was being interviewed pre-taped. It wasn't live. And he felt it was necessary to physically come defend his daughter from the verbal words of a white man, and he stood between the two of them and he verbally admonished the man to correct the way he was speaking to his daughter. He did it with masculinity, testosterone, non-forgiving. It was non-threatening, but it was very much so formidable in the fact that it was stated that if you did not comply, there would be consequences. And the white man complied. So when you want to compare yourself to the character that you just portray as if you're kind of like him with this bullshit you just pulled, even when nobody was actually watching, because this is old footage of Serena as a baby that I'm referring to that became popular once they've been grown. He still managed the poise to not attack an individual, and he by no means had established the public peaceful persona and image as a said Will Smith. So I think that it is a discredit and a disrespect to attribute the activity to said Mr. Williams. And I'm a Williams, and we don't appreciate that, bro. That wasn't like that, daddy. That daddy, yeah, it's a difference. It's a big difference.
Hey, where were the Oscars this year? Where were they at? Where were they held?
I'm clueless.
Like what
That's
state? What
look the average things
That's
you
the
would be.
Dolby up in Hollywood.
This is look. Just think. This
Hollywood.
is how big he stole the show. All the things that you would generally be aware of about the Oscars, you have no clue about because of this incident. Just think about my rare interest in the Oscars based on the Beyonce shit, and that even has not gotten any more thought out of myself. I drive by the park every day, and all I can see is that fluorescent PPE paint in the tennis court. Everything else, I swear to God, cuz I don't know, Hollywood is a motherfucker. Everything else, it looked like it never happened. I'm like, God.
That's how they want
You know
it.
what, Loco?
Huh?
Loco, I believe, to me, it seemed like the smack, he was smacking his woman. It seemed like Chris was like the woman in that incident. And two, like, for Will Smith to play a man that had to take his kids through a time and period where it was the racism was at an ultimate, especially when you trying to play tennis. You know, I want to say a white people sport. Black people have played it, but it's predominantly dominated by white people.
Correct.
For two melanated women to come up through that sport with a melanated dad that spearheaded that movement and had to go through all those layers and levels, and then for this man to play this part in this movie and win an Oscar, and then Venus Williams back there, they looking after the smack, looking like, damn, what this man did. It's like it seemed like it was
you just made me you just made me realize, as much as this was the night for Will Smith and Richard Williams to be celebrated. Will Smith's depiction of Richard Williams was about to be awarded, and it still was awarded as the greatest of all. And Will Smith sacrificed the whole magnitude of the moment based upon the emotions of his woman. And I cannot tell you when I've heard about Venus and Serena, mama. You hear what I'm saying? Do you hear what I'm saying? Do you hear what I'm saying? For
Read between the lines.
Read between the lines. And all that's your favorite shit. Read between the lines. And just think about cosmically for Jada's introductory role in Hollywood as far as acting to be and set it off. And then the way she motivated this nigga to set it off. Then I've also heard this nigga vocalize how he wish he was like Tupac. He wished Jada viewed him like Tupac. Cuz, do you know how...
That's the coldest meme too. Tupac would have ...
And the meme was corny to me at first because I saw the meme. I saw the meme before I heard the clip of him expressing how bad he wished Jada viewed him as Tupac. I saw the meme and the meme was corny. Now once I heard the clip and now the meme is like so on point. Oh my mama.
The funny part is the people that are going, Will stood up for his lady.
But just think about this. Just think about this. What if you know how Chris Rock would have been the GOAT of all times? In that moment when he said I could, what if he would have said, well fuck it, let her try for All Eyes on Me Part 3 too.
I see one where she said, "We said keep my name's wife out of your mouth." He should have said, "I will, right around summer. How about August?"
Whoa.
Any
reference to that young man would have killed it. Because just think, guess what Will said is, because Will set himself up for a return to the stage. You know what Jim Carrey said? You know what Jim Carrey said? He would announce the next day he was suing Will Smith for $200 million. And I agree. The same way I told 40 Glock whole ass to sue Game, Chris Rock need to sue that nigga for $200 million. There's no way he won't get it. Hit that nigga in his pocket, even though it ain't gonna affect his bottom line as far as being able to just survive. This is a game of Monopoly, bro. I hope Chris Rock don't take this extreme. He took a humble enough role. From this point over, no more humility. Chris Rock, I call upon you to handle yourself in the same fashion that you would be able to support someone other than yourself. You were violated in a sense that everyone, from the gangsterist to the thuggish to the most elite, can agree was extremely inappropriate. You at least kept it G enough not to press no charges. That's all that anybody within that categories that I just explained could ask. Even though you probably would have been well within your right to do so. I know you don't need no change. Get your change. This is the system you're in. It's the game you playing. This is what your counterparts that know how to behave themselves after Oscars, the other legends, this is what they would do. You owe him no consider. He did that in front of your wife, your children, and everybody that look up and respect to you. I don't know why you deserve that as a man and why you were comfortable in retaining enough poise about yourself to still be classy at that event. Because I want to let you know, almost the entirety of society would understand you losing your cool. We don't understand Cuz losing his cool. But you had the green light to finally prove you just not the goofy nigga that wear dresses on Fresh Prince. But I guess that's who you are. And in the society in Hollywood, that can be beneficial. However, that individual also would make sure this dude paid a penalty financially. He might be already on your phone reminding you of them sessions y'all had. And I know y'all all had them sessions.
Yeah, and you know what? You know what, too, Loco? He started crying after he smacked Cuz and turned around, put a little smirk on his face. Before he walked to the seat, he had to put a little smirk on his face. Then he got up there and got the Oscar and started crying.
And think about this. Think about this. The power of the woman. The bald-head African queen. Miss Set It Off. Portrayed getting fucked on to help her brother go to college by an old nigga. Think about her. And think about the essence of, in general, patriotic society and all that. Or not patriotic. What is it? Male versus female, the P versus the M. Monarchy versus patriarchy. I guess that's what I was trying to say. I might be wrong. All I'm saying is this. In our religion and not religion, but our culture, ancient, the woman possesses way more power than we realize. You dig a lot? Actually gives life to everything we're aware of. It's kind of hard not to kind of like, in the gangsterism world and just on this G shit, kind of admire Jada Pinkett for having that much sway, that much control, that much influence over such a powerful man. I don't know if Will Smith was never mothered correctly, but that's the type of influence a mother has on a man, bro. You remember? I remember her getting dug out in Jason Lyric years ago, thinking that's real. Like, that's why this whole episode is so Kanye-ish to me. Like, once you seen your wife relinquish her most intimate physical expression to another man, you visualize this, not in your mind, but you've actually visualized this. I don't know how anyone views a woman as a wife from that point on. It's different from seeing the result in the form of a child or offspring and being mature and human enough to realize things happen and I know how it happened, but I don't have to visualize it. But then to watch your wife like get put up on a counter with her legs and a nigga sucking off. He didn't kiss her. He sucked her.
She had to watch him. She had to watch him though, Spider.
But she watched him get in the bed with a man. She knew what she was doing. Look,
right.
She was on a level of survival. She showed you. If we're gonna go imagery, I know we're going real life and imagery clash. My bad. So maybe we just having fun because she laid up under an old man that sent her brother to college. I know that's imagery. It's just imagery. But she also laid up under Kane, that's the G homie, little homie. You feel me? That's your baby daddy, little homie.
I was going to ask, is that who that was in Jason's lyrics, or was it, I thought it was the dude who's Nino Brown's right-hand man.
No, it's the character that she's being displayed as in multiple films. You know, and on top of that, we wouldn't know this as a fact. If she said it, she could have reasons for saying it. Everybody else say it could be just talk. But when Will Smith say, I wanted to be like Tupac because I wanted my wife to look at me like she looked at Tupac.
No. Oh, Will. Oh, Will.
Think about it,
That's why the slap was so masculine, because of who he is.
And you know how spiritual the world has become? How do we know she don't pray to Tupac?
She still talks about him all the time.
What? She looks like him right now. While he worried about the G.I. Joe, just think about this, cuz if he fuck her with his eyes closed and grab her head, how hard is it for him not to visualize Tupac? Jada Pinkett and Tupac look like they weigh about the same amount.
The black box.
No.
The black box.
And I guarantee you this. I guarantee you this. That incident is going to cause more division between them than it is going to cause connection. Guaranteed.
I guarantee it too.
Guaranteed, because just think about how worldly their lives are and how open their experience has been and how accessible they have to be to so many different arenas, which also provides immense time apart from each other. Any female that was that comfortable being in front of the world talking about her son's friend that she was fucking on, he's still fucking on her, cuz. Oh my.
Yeah, she did him wrong on that red table shit. That was the new age Robin Givens.
He began to die on that red table, and he hasn't stopped dying since. I watched the clips, and when she was talking about, I just wanted to be happy. It's been so long since I've been happy. That nigga was saying, His eyes were stuck open. They were blinkless. They were bro. Cuz, can you imagine being a nigga as powerful and as potentially you have access to as much as Will Smith, and in front of the whole world you humble yourself and surrender it to Tupac people. To Tupac peoples. Not even no fresh. You didn't even introduce her. You didn't even introduce her to the scene. Like, you grabbed on to a dead nigga legacy, a great nigga legacy, and tried to attach your whole legacy, which was equally, or if not even greater, because you got to live longer in comparison. You attached it to something that was spiritually attached to him, and then look how it flipped you in the long run, because she and you both know, and you verbalize, you are not him. Always wished you were, and wish she would view you as such. And we have multiple accounts of Tupac being at the wars with niggas that were his enemies, and we have no accounts of him doing anything similar to what you did, bro.
Right, and he'd have been more effective if he'd have swallowed it, because that way she wouldn't have had the power. You know.
No,
Yeah,
this is mine. Look, this is mine. It's this simple. He didn't do what he do, or he do something drastic. She was gonna leave in a different vehicle, turn her phone off. In his mind, she with the young nigga. Listen to me. They got an episode. They got an episode of Will Smith on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I think it was Nia Long. He's sitting next to Nia Long was his girl, and it's so funny cause he laughing at a joke. Ha 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 ha. And he look over at Nia Long, and she looking at him like, and then he just switch it up like, hey, this shit crazy, cuz. Hey, this shit crazy, cuz. On my mama, cuz. I am ashamed on behalf of black men because that behavior is typically attributed to all the black men that haven't established themselves as an individual such as Will Smith. And all of us that feel like we may have done the same thing feel like before Will Smith did it, we would have thought like he wouldn't, but I would. And I don't think that either of those people who feel like I would have done that feel like they still would have done it if they were Will Smith. Like anybody speaking up on Cuz' behalf, you gotta be looking for somehow it's gonna benefit you in the future. That's how I look at all these black female celebrities. They always start off like, I'm friends with Will Smith and da-da-da-da-da and Jada. All right, we know why you finna give him a favorable review. But if you took his name out of it and made it like instruction video for entertainers that are going to be invited to the Oscars, and Will Smith was not Will Smith, and he was just a cartoon character in like a orientation video, no one in the world would agree.
But it's a double L though, Lo. It's a double L.
In what sense?
Because Chris, you got slapped on live TV. You might get a bag from it, but then the bag ain't worth getting slapped on TV.
Listen.
Shit.
Listen. This is how much of a man I am. I said the same thing you said yesterday, right? But how much of a bag did MLK get from getting slapped on camera? Look, I have had time to marinate on this.
Okay, come on. Let me talk to us.
Before this incident, I've been fully aware that real strength is not obtaining or possessing the power to physically impose it upon someone else. Real strength real strength is possessing the ability and the power to impose it on someone else, and then having the power to subdue that. That's real strength. So
that's right.
With all things implied and the small amount of risk that was actually imposed upon Chris Rock at that moment, he couldn't lose regardless what he did. His decision to take the high road and to manage all those emotions that had to be present is more indicative of power and strength in the sense of restraining that than I initially expressed that I thought he reacted inappropriately. I think a present awareness of the actual implications of everything that was involved, meaning where we are as black men and everything, fuck what they don't want to say. The fact that we had this white folk shit, first time one of our brothers got to produce it, everything that's involved. The fact that now, like we say, my personal image as a man in front of my wife, my children, my cousins, my brothers, that's way more gangster than Will Smith. We all got family that ain't famous and rich when we black. So Everybody know people that ain't Will Smith, that's grimier than Will Smith, that's willing to go do some time for a rich. Everybody know that person. So Chris Rock was able to be aware of all that. And if you look at the range of facial expressions he went through, he did what Will Smith was supposed to do in his seat. Overanalyze, think, and cause I have to admit, in the aftermath, I extremely admire the way Chris Rock handled that situation. Even though I've been embarrassed by him in clips I've seen with him allowing these white people to say nigger and all that and what's what and all that. I'm not relinquishing him for responsibility from those moments. But that moment right there, he handled with extreme eloquence, class, and dignity. He did not, in my opinion, surrender any of his manhood, although I don't believe I would have been able to do the same. I just think my natural sense
What did he say?
I don't think he would have been able to get that.
Slap the shit on me up here. See, he just slapped me live on TV.
Yeah, because guess what? You know, your ear is ringing. Your ear is ringing. Just think about how long we've watched award shows. It's not even that funny, bro. It's not really funny, because it's so much. It's so look. No, I haven't. But it's so much.
I haven't.
None of it. But look, bro. The implications of what Will Smith and Chris Rock mean to us in our experience as black people in America, bro. You gotta quit looking at the simplicity of it and think about the fucking depths of how far he set back the whole perception. A big part of our battle and struggle in the public is perception and the way we are perceived. Just think when you hear about watermelon, fried chicken, and Kool-Aid.
Fried chicken
and Kool-Aid. So just think about it. These are ideas of perception. Whether we love those three items or not, there's been a perception attached to us that is not fair and that we don't appreciate. Period. There are all other perceptions that have been attached to us that we don't appreciate.
We drink 40 ounces and eat pork.
Right. But we do. But just think about this. Almost every box you want to check as stereotypes that we do not appreciate. Will Smith, my nigga, was a nigga we all push up like, look at cuz. Look at cuz. Look at cuz. You right. Yep, I might get up there and do that. Look, cuz, I'm finna switch the subject again. I can't help it, because I seen Fat Joe do some commentary on the same shit, right? And not only do he approach the situation like he black, this nigga had the nerve to compare, I don't know what caused him to bring his beef. He like, y'all know I had beef with 50 Cent. And the only time it ever got physical was when he mentioned my wife. Now, me personally, I'm not denying that there was ever any physicality involved after his wife was mentioned. I'm not aware of that. However, it blows my mind that when Will Smith jumps on stage at an award show and then he slaps Chris Rock, Fat Joe goes public and responds to the incident, brings up 50 Cent, his beef with 50 Cent, and has some reason he makes no connection to the time 50 Cent jumped on the stage and walked very close to him while he was doing the exact thing Chris Rock was doing. Fat Joe was delivering an award. He didn't say nothing about 50 wife, or G Unit, or nothing. He was just trying to deliver his award. And different from Chris Rock and Will Smith left his seat and went directly to where Chris Rock was. 50 Cent chose to when Chris Rock was when Fat Joe was right here delivering his speech, 50 Cent got up. First, he went on the front row and gave everybody dap while Fat Joe was speaking. Then he went across his podium at this direction, about this close, giving Fat Joe all the action. You see what Will Smith did? He was provoked to get out his seat, get on stage, and close a big gap. 50 Cent made that gap very small and walked across his stage and disrespected his whole presentation of his award, equivalent to a slap in hip-hop. And when he recalled, when he's giving his feedback on the whole scenario, he included his beef with 50 Cent. But this is how dishonest he is. He's not man enough to, I know this has to be on his mind. Because throughout history, this was over 15 years ago, there were a lot of celebrities present that witnessed what I witnessed. We haven't witnessed anything similar until it's the only two we have to refer to. I swear to God. Fat Joe was on stage just like Chris Rock, trying to present an award. And 50 Cent jumped up out of nowhere and did everything Will Smith did short of slapping him. He interrupted the whole event by making his presence physically known and established on the stage. And instead of walking directly toward the presenter and slapping him, he walked across his vision and interrupted his whole presentation, y'all. Then after that, swear to God, our entourage watched Terror Squad's entourage vacate their seats, go under the tunnel like they're leaving the venue. I asked somebody in our group, cuz, y'all know where they going, how to get out? They like, yeah, let's go. We was like 2 rows deep. Murder Mace right next to me. We all get up, we go out, leave our side, and start fast-paced traveling backstage, trying to make sure we know they're the opposite side. And we was told they got to get out going that way. So we're going this way, that way. Can't see them. We're going through all type of shit. People, Beyonce going this way, being led to the stage. We're going this way, trying to meet them at a point. And when we finally meet them, we visualize Fat Joe and his entourage go through a door that we immediately try to follow them through. We probably 45 seconds after them going through this door. And when we go through this door, there is a group of police casually sitting there telling us. And we can watch, as we enter the door, we can see Fat Joe and his entourage exiting through another door. And the officers that are occupying this room are admonishing myself, Mace, and the other members of our group that I wouldn't do that if I was y'all. It ain't worth it. These are police officers that are armed with vests and full gear. And here it is. Fat Joe got the nerve, the comfort to not only at a versus with Ja Rule call some of our queens dusty, crackhead looking bitches. He then, 2 melanated men embarrassed themselves and our whole culture in front of the world. He chimes in from the perspective of a black man, apparently, if you go listen. And then as he does it, he has the gall to bring up his interaction with 50 Cent and has the lack of courage to express how similar it was when 50 jumped on stage and disrespected you while you was trying to deliver an award. You remind me of T.I., cuz. Oh, my mama. Keep it a Google, Fat Joe.
Oh, wow.
I know you listening. You complain about the XG
Today's
Unit.
beard is not yesterday's beard.
I'm just saying, he complained about the nigga from G Unit. What do you call yourself? Disturbed as to why. You on the intro. You've been had my name in your mouth for years. But if you're not aware now, I tend to react to certain headlines that are affiliated with hip hop. You are affiliated with hip hop, and you tend to make headlines from time to time. So I respond and react. And I happen to have a personal experience with you. Shout out Muggs, my Inglewood Damu partner, yo partner. Ain't no lie in nothing I say. I'm going to keep it a Google. You know how you ran at the awards. Use your sense of, it seems like you try to keep it real. At least you want to have the appearance of keeping it real. You always are recalling past events, about Tupac and this and that and the other. Keep it real. You a big dude that haven't ran too many times in life. You remember when you ran at them awards in Florida. If you're going to recall your beef with 50 Cent in regards to an incident of somebody invading stage presence at the award show and then violence ensuing, how do you not compare it to the time somebody invaded your stage space at an award show and then you evaded violence by
90 seconds
by running to the law? I'm just curious. Anybody thoughts on that?
We all
I mean,
curious.
how I
We
feel
all
about it, Spotted Look, is this, as far as with Fat Joe, in my opinion, I feel like we gave Fat Joe a pass coming into the industry.
Our bad.
We allowed him to say
bad.
nigga.
Our bad.
And we allowed him to say nigga and use our lingo in our culture. And after him, it was
60
the floodgates
seconds.
open. So that's how you could have like a 6'9" coming out saying nigga. And then you had some niggas that was like, oh, well, he can't say that now. No, because you let Fat Joe say it and gave him a pass. So now you can't selectively say, okay, well, he can say it because he's Latino and he can't say it. So that's how I feel about that. Fat Joe feel like he got the right to speak on black business because we gave him a pass to come in our culture and say nigga this, nigga that. I'm a nigga. I'm from Brooklyn. Woo woo woo. That's just in my opinion. So you can't then arbitrarily say, well, this.
No. I do not have a passionate attachment to the N word. I view it in the sense of, okay, look, this is what it is.
10 seconds.
It's like dookie, feces. It's like shit. So that's how it was intended initially. So guess what? If somebody took some dookie and some shit and threw it on you and only on you, and then looked at you in the public and said, they smell like shit. Only them. They ain't shit because they smell like shit. And then we were smart enough or survivors enough to take some whipped cream and mix it in the shit. Now it don't look that bad. So much that they want to be covered in the shit so much. I think our mentality versus protecting it is to stop wearing the shit. Wash it off and let them have the shit if it's that bad. We made it fly. It didn't start with us as far as you and I. The whole essence of the experience could never be dialed back to a moment where the N-word only means what it used to mean. We have to accept the fact that we flipped it. We didn't flip it, bro. You know how impossible it would be to consciously, collectively, mentally eradicate the N-word as a prerequisite for us to move forward as a group. It's not gonna happen. I think that the fact that we have accepted it in a sense and flipped it, because we never accepted nigga. You hear how different that is? I didn't even mean to make it that. I'm calling you my nigga and saying how foul nigger is within a half a breath. There's such a difference, my nigga. Do you understand? Even when a non-melanated person attempts to not use ER and use A, there's a difference. And I think it is on the tone of the expression. It's in each individual moment, and the intention of the person utilizing the word is where every situation has to be decided. The word is too spread out throughout our fucking society, highly thanks to us and our influence and the fact that we have utilized it so freely. Do you realize being a nigger, considering for this one moment, considering them as the same thing, a nigga or a nigger, do you know how desirable we have made it to want to be one or the other? Think about it. We did this. The wisest thing for niggas to do is, if they don't appreciate it, stop identifying as such. There's no way to reverse it, bro. Look, I don't know what it is about us as a people in America, other than we have been systematically chosen as a group of people to be etched out of the normal system of success. Because just think about this: nigga, nigger is or isn't an unacceptable word in society, right? But guess what's going on right now? Mr., Mrs., Sir, Ma'am they're beyond unacceptable now as far as what a nigga or nigger is. That shit don't even matter. That's such an acceptable term, the N-word. Just think about it. Are you gonna feel any better, cuz, if a white motherfucker that don't appreciate your skin color calls you a nigga, nigger, or N-word? What difference do it make if they use any of those terms? If their intentions are to express a lack of appreciation or hatred, or they're trying to demean you, if they call you nigga, nigger, or N-word, what difference does it make? That's why go ahead. I'm listening, please.
No, I just wanted to say this, Blue Jay. I just wanted to say, it's like what I said on your last episode. It's like with us, we don't got hundreds of millions like Will Smith or billions, Chris Rock. But look how that situation makes us look like. Me, you, everybody that's on this panel. That's melanated. Look how it makes us
and guess what we've done? Guess what we've done all our life? We people who been peeped all the feminine shit in Will Smith ever since the Fresh Prince. And we never speak on it. We don't highlight it. We don't disassociate ourselves with them. We give them all the benefit of the doubt. We support them, stand behind them. He been showed he was a bitch. Just think about as many times he turned into a bitch on the Fresh Prince. He did it routinely. And then we just I mentally immediately just find a way to justify it for him and his situation and still appreciate his art and his presence. And then when it's all said and done, just think about he's made his whole entire legacy based upon his performance upon the stage. And then when he was on the biggest stage of his life, this was a production. The Oscars are a show, a production, less scripted than what he's familiar with, like a sitcom or a movie, which is entirely scripted and entirely controlled. This is more of a reality type of production, yet and still it's a production. He's on a stage, and at the biggest stage of his life ever, he fumbles and fails. And folded. That's an extra F. He fumbled, failed, fumbled. Worse than anyone in history. And it was totally unnecessary. It was totally unprovoked. I could see if a nigga would have said something about your mama or a wife that did not possess the public resume of ratchet as yours. We want to separate her from all the roles that she has portrayed herself in less than desirable as a wife. We'll do that for the sake of this conversation. However, outside of the roles that she's played, she's also displayed in real life the same qualities by taking upon relations in her marital household with her son's friend and then telling it to the world.
She made it all about her, Venus and Serena, and her pops, and the whole. Did she
make it? Producers. She can't. She had not the power to make it all about her. She could have wanted it to be all about her. He made it all about her. He made it all about her. He. But she knows how to push his button. He made it all about her, not she. She did. He did.
But she pushed his button.
Yeah, his bad.
He was laughing.
His
I'm
bad.
glad you brought that up, Spider Low. I'm glad you brought that up, homie. You're right. We have been riding with Will Smith.
What?
The whole
I
time.
remember when.
You know how
I
licorice
remember
and sweet that nigga be in so many different moments, and we just overlook it like Prince.
All the time.
He was like he's finna be the next Prince. Okay, Prince get a pass. The Fresh Prince get it. Look, ooh, shit! I didn't realize Fresh Prince and Prince, Fresh Prince and Prince. He was the new Prince.
Nah,
we was giving him the borderline acceptance of feminine, masculine. Look how much we appreciate it. Look at outside of his performance in motherfucking The Pursuit of Happiness. Will Smith's most eloquent moment on camera was on The Fresh Prince when his father deserted him, and he was talking to Uncle Phil how he felt about it. And he broke down and went through that whole range of emotions about how he didn't need a father. Those are moments that transcended production. These are moments when we started realizing that we felt like we knew who Will was. We thought we knew Will Smith through moments like that. And irregardless if we were... Go ahead.
It's just like even when he played, the world is different now, but I come from that generation where I remember when Will played a gay character in a movie, the 6 Degrees of Separation. And it was a real big controversy.
Shout out, they didn't add like C. They didn't add some extra letters after T, like 3 letters. I don't know those letters. Shout out to y'all. No hate to y'all. And he's not saying there's anything wrong with it. However, whether there's something wrong with it or not, that's not what he's saying. What he's saying is that's not who Will Smith has portrayed himself to be since that point. And not only did he portray being that type of individual, that's one thing to say that. He was disrobed with no garments and physically portrayed the activity of having intercourse with
that man.
Yeah, way before we had shows like Scandal or How to Get Away with Murder and Power, and it was a common thing to see. This was way back. He is a pioneer of being at the forefront of pushing this type of imagery into the mainstream. So go ahead.
Yeah, because they wasn't doing that back then. He was like one of the first to portray a character like that, and it was a big controversy. So we rolled with Will even through all of that. And
accepting him. You know why we roll with him? Because it happened so early in his career, and then he accumulated so many hours of film without reverting to that. I think the typical person looked at it as like, that was a bump he took to get on. Now he on what he on. And that's how much redemption and forgiveness there is in our community. And although he displayed numerous moments of tendencies, we were non-judgmental. And it's not that being judgmental is negative. It's just deciding from a position of perspective who is who. If I am not allowed, if I'm not allowed to look at your actions and tendencies and then decide, even if I'm trying to respect you, just think they're trying to eliminate pronoun. So if I'm not allowed to look at what appears to be a man with a dress on and then say, okay, how are you doing, ma'am? You're cutting my head off. So with Will, we was comfortable, even though we know what you were comfortable doing, looking at you a certain way, even though you did certain things. And we still didn't classify you as such. But I express and I submit that ultimately Will has classified himself as an a bitch, bro. A bitch boy. That was bitch boy. Bitch boy. Bitch boy. Jada did that.
You know what tripped me out? You know Nas wrote half of all that Getting Jiggy, Miami, all that shit. You know he didn't even write any of those songs?
Had no idea.
Or Nas got to keep credit for all that album, for all the big Men in Black, Jiggy, Miami, all those main,
I had no idea, but salute to Nas, if that is fact, for being someone who wasn't apparently a boss when you consider all things. You feel like he was just a rap star. But to know that, I would love to know that and know that that was true. Salute to Nas for being that, because being a
And
writer,
that's facts over feelings, man.
yeah, for Will Smith on such a big hit is a very but just think about it. Will Smith just diminished the value of all those accolades. For everybody who's had a work was associated with Will Smith and the work was established at a certain value based on that, he's now diminished the prestige of all those awards. As non-judgmental as Jim Carrey has been as far as his expression of individuals since he's been a megastar, to have him come out and express personal embarrassment and what Will Smith did, it means a whole lot. Because Will Smith, Will Smith is like the black Jim Carrey as far as who do we have?
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Who else do you have other than Denzel? Other than Denzel, Morgan Freeman and Forrest Whitaker, Denzel,
Samuel Jackson.
They're aged out of this conversation. Everyone you just mentioned, including Denzel, they're aged out of this conversation. There is a generation gap. So I'm talking about generationally. Who would you compare to motherfucking Jim Carrey outside of Will Smith?
Tom Hanks?
No, from our side of the race spectrum, as a representative, who would you compare other than Will Smith? So guess what Will Smith just did?
Will Smith did hits. He did hits.
And guess what? Jim Carrey is
He doing movies like that, like
Jim
Jim
Carrey is such an
like
asshole.
Liar.
Jim Carrey is such an asshole that had he been sitting in the award ceremony and felt offended by what was said on the stage, I can see Jim Carrey vocalizing from his seat, his whatever. And somebody help me, Chili.
Yo.
I'm just saying, like, hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. I'm a type of individual that come from a culture of bomb first. We adapted that from young. We've grown, we've matured, we've become more adapted to society and realize unless there's an immediate threat of violence that might not be the appropriate tactic to revert to bomb first. So even though my general perception as a public figure might still be more conducive to the individual that will fuck some shit up, bomb first and all that, I am willing to first admit I am mature beyond that level. I have children, I have parents, I am an adult, and I realize there's a time and place for everything. So I'm not finna hold my general image and perception accountable for what this nigga did. I want to separate what is generally perceived about myself and accept it from myself from what is generally perceived about Will Smith. It's totally different. And this is why, even if not myself, but someone similar to myself may be judged different from said actions, Will Smith is held to a different level. Am I lying, Chili?
Nah, he different. Everybody look at him different. He got the public's eye. He different, bro. So yeah, but Chili, you don't think it was staged though, Chili?
Nah. I went through all that. I went through that thought process, and I would love to see that it was staged. But I have, if you look at Hollywood and everything, if it was staged, the revelation of that, we beyond that time frame. It's too late. They would have came with that. They are allowing too much to develop under the idea that it wasn't staged. The only thing that could possibly prove to me that it was staged is that at some point in the future, they come with videos showing they all planning it. If you can't show me that, it wasn't staged.
Right.
For what point? For what
It wasn't
purpose?
staged about that.
If you realize what Will Smith and Chris Rock sacrificed. Will Smith sacrificed all that he had already established. And Chris Rock sacrificed what he could potentially gain in the future, although it seemingly is not turning out unfavorably for him. But they both put a lot on the line. And I think Chris Rock put what he put on the line for the right reasons. And then Will put what he put on the line for the wrong reasons. He risked it all.
Chris Rock standing tall right now.
No, it ain't time for shout outs. Fuck that. Ain't time for shout outs.
No. Come on, the Keyway Christ.
It ain't time for that. It ain't time for shout outs. It ain't time for shout outs.
Oh, my bad. No, I'm just
You know what you just reminded me of? You just reminded me of my perception on public prayer. I think public prayer is so much a waste of time and useless. I think typically, especially in church services, the public prayer is a time for the nigga who don't get to preach for his chance to preach. If you're familiar with the Bible admonishes you not to try to pray with big words and make your prayers beautiful. But every time you pray a public prayer and then you finish, I've done it a million of times. The crowd typically gives you a response of, amen, that was a beautiful prayer. What the fuck is about constructing a beautiful prayer to a God that's reading your heart? Your prayer is only supposed to be a verbal acknowledgement of the fact that I know I'm reaching out. Because you don't have to verbalize a desire. A desire is known by your creator, and we're taught that your creator is aware of your desire. And once you make your desire known through awareness, there's no need to verbalize it. Verbalizing it is just a actual practice we've been taught. So that's what I don't get, why a public prayer is praised when niggas get up in a public prayer. Guess what the Bible, where we learn about prayer, teaches us? It teaches you in prayer, do not enter into vain repetition because you feel like you may be heard and appreciated amongst men. Now you heard what I just said. Think about when you go to church. I know we don't go to church a lot, but when you have gone, when you do have any memory of public prayer, how beautiful do the prayers sound? Don't the prayers almost sound like a poem or a speech or a sermon or a song?
It's the same thing.
Do you not now visualize the spirit of the person praying to present something that the crowd would appreciate? Do you realize there's no way to please or impress your creator with any formation of any words or language or tongue that human can design? There's no words you could put together to cause your creator to be pleased. So anytime you construct words that you feel like are appropriate, beautiful, or anything, they are for the pleasure of those human that are hearing. Does that not make sense to anybody on the phone?
Yeah,
that makes all the sense.
It makes sense.
Catch the congregation ear.
If you just think about it. Otherwise, you're telling me you're serving a God who's listening to all the prayers over earth, and then certain ones that come across slicker, well put together, express better, get a better approval and better attention. Is that what we're saying?
Yep.
I think prayer should be a far more silent event than a vent that actually has sound. I can recall a couple years ago, pre-COVID, a few years ago, after years of allowing my mother to engage me, and no matter what our interaction was for the moment, one of her main motivation was before we left was, let's pray. Let's pray. No matter how I didn't want to, how irritated that moment made me, I was like, all right, and I bow my head, let my mama pray over me. And I started noticing her prayers carry a trend to one day in the middle of prayer, I told her, like, damn, cuz, I don't know, you think it's cool to, like, every time you pray, just run through a list of all the stuff that you think is wrong with me? You think people want to hear that? If you want me to be convinced you praying to a person with power that know everything, do you think he need to hear? Do he need to hear everything you think is wrong with me? So if you think that you need to talk to that individual about it, I don't need to hear all my faults every time you tell me to pray. Because the prayer turned into this. Lord, please deliver him from smoking. Deliver him from this and deliver. I don't want to hear it. Don't nobody want to hear that. And if that's the chain of command or process.
Shout out that old episode too, where you broke that down low.
Yeah, if that's the process. Come on, y'all. Hey, guess what? On my mama.
Shout out OG Go.
Can I keep it a Google?
Shout out.
Hey, I gotta piss.
Keep it a Google, cuz.
I gotta piss, so don't hate on me.
I know that they gon' hate on me when I pull up in that old white Billy truck. I know that they gon' hate on me. I know that they gon' hate. I know that they gon' hate. I know that they gon' hate on me. I know that they gon' hate. They never liked the real nigga anyway. They never liked the real nigga anyway.
Act like he wanna see the beast. It unleash, he gon' fuck around and be deceased. No tripping. I'm trying to bring the peace, but no slipping. I gotta bring the peace. SPI and Bolo and Blackout till he back out. We stack and blow smoke for slowpoke. No joke. We hitting Dixon Logan. They love me, they hate me, they got mixed emotion. We actual factors. This is factual. We don't fuck with it. Guess it's natural. Niggas ain't shit. Hoes ain't native, and I'm oh so special, so I know they hating.
I know that they gon' hate on me when I pull up in that old white Billy truck. I know that they gon' hate on me. I know that they gon' hate. I know that they gon' hate. I know that they gon' hate on me. I know that they gon' hate. They never liked the real nigga anyway. They never liked the real nigga anyway.
They hate cause I come from the bottom, but when I'm in they face it ain't really a problem. They actions they matching their words, running their mouth like bitches they birds. I'm allergic to that sucker shit. Money talk loud, I'm on some other shit. Supporting all my niggas movement. Fuck a deal, all we need is distribution. Cut the check, if you cut me short, I'm cutting eight. I need it all, when you get it, give me a call. Paper chasing, every scene a major statement. They quote my statements, we the real, no debate.
I know that they gon' hate on me when I pull up in that old white Billy truck. I know that they gon' hate on me. I know that they gon' hate. I know that they gon' hate. I know that they gon' hate on me. I know that they gon' hate. They never liked the real nigga anyway. They never liked the real nigga anyway.
Now do your thing, Nick.
Yeah. Hey.
Come on.
Hey, Chili.
Huh?
So you been burping them babies, huh?
Say it once more.
You been on your green thumb, huh?
Nah. Why you say that?
Hey, okay, I thought you been nurturing.
What made you think that? I don't know where you coming. Like, look, you so weird for that, cuz. Like, that's so far from what you know my program to be. And for you to think that I made that big a step, for you had no clue, that's weird as fuck, cuz. That's weird. Like,
Look at that right hand just shitty then. You must just
what, that?
I thought the nigga was on his shit. Don't even trip. I know what I know. But I thought the nigga was on his green thing.
Hey, look, when you get to the bottom of the turkey bag, I'm just saying.
That's why I had to let
I'm
you
just
finish what you
saying,
were
when you
saying.
get to the
Listen.
bottom of the turkey bag,
Hey, look.
I'm
I
just
just had to
saying.
let you shit on me and say what you said. Like, I'm supposed to know. And I'm like, you
I'm
got the
just
shit in your
saying, when you
stomach.
get to the bottom of the
Yeah,
turkey bag,
hey,
look. That's it. Look, not only is that a game of reds, just think when you start first getting that red for the day, it's something else already on your thumb surface. So it's a quick build up. That's like, I don't know if that's the Lee notion or what. Like, I don't know.
Hey, they let the people know how much the homies Lee know. Like,
That's all a nigga do is breathe naked D now.
Oh,
I ain't gonna lie.
Man, shitty
Hey, look, you know what I'm saying? I be moving through with like silky singers on my hooks, but the homie showed my filthy fingers and it looks. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, saying that you a cold nigga. Like, this is my day uno right here, like this. That's how he blasts a nigga on the can.
You on your boy talking about how I'ma go on you.
Look,
I let you just go.
Look, y'all. Hey, look. I'm gonna tell y'all, with friends like these, who need
Look at the
enemies. Look, this is a nigga that texts me on my private phone line and said,
Look at the text.
Look what he said. He said, I can't call in to the show. It's too late. They won't accept my call. That's because, guess what? That number y'all see is dead. It was alive for 120 minutes, 2 hours. Now, we can't call in, but if you're on the line, we can still rock. So that means he called in late, and he texted me and told me, I can't call in. So guess what I did? I was so gracious and kind to call him on a personal line and put him on the motherfucking mic with the callers that were called on time. And guess what he chose to do? He chose to shit on me. Ain't that a bitch?
Hey, look at the tape though, bro.
This what nobody look. We've been having hours of comments. People are same hands. Ain't nobody pointed out none of my flaws. But leave it to one of your very best friends to come on and point out a flaw, cuz. God
hey, you
damn.
my brother, but I gotta have my bro. Hey, I can't.
Hey, that's bullshittery though. Like,
hey, look, Chitty, that's why I say what you been on your green thumb, like.
no, thumb black is a motherfucker though. Like,
but I still texting.
He know I'm like organic, so as I figure it out, I'm like, I could have figured it out and then act like I never figured it out. But y'all know how I get down as I figure it out. I'm like, oh. And then I'm like, damn. You was a piece of shit. Fuck you.
Top of the top.
Look, y'all. Look, it's only the roll up hand. This hand this like clean at the get down. You dig it out? This hand is filthy. Oh, mama. But guess what, too? I'm going to let that be a motivation, tired it or not. Because guess what? I got some shit to get to. Appreciate everybody that been fucking with us today. It has been a lovely session. And if I can't say nothing, no matter how lonely the road gets, on Crip, I'm going to stick to the script.
Later, like. Don't understand. Yeah, later. Don't even trip right now. Yeah. I'm more fatal than a twirling tornado. No, I'm playing. But that's hip hop. From the ES shooting on the set to CBS shooting on the set. This time I ain't mad at the cold case. Fact check, fake tats of the old face. No records, still did numbers. Plats grew like weeds this summer. It's been on ever since I paroled. When me and Master P got blows, California. Tell Raj what's happening. Ask what I'm doing, tell him I'm just rapping. Don't just son, give a fuck what you think of it. Broke a little bread with my bank brothers. I still look out for the rollers. You get it later, look out for the rollers. I caught a cold case, then I paroled. Accidentally don't just son, damn I was low. Every day it's a new episode. the screen. I'm no soprano, more like a baritone or a tenor. No pasta for dinner. Hijacking airplanes, shooting a pilot. Till they holler cut, we just shooting a pilot. Producers choose when I walk in the room. All I gotta do is talk in the boom. If the script ain't tight, Spider gon' hike. I'm like, damn, now the writers on strike. They done let the Saga and sag. They tell me since you got the swagger, then swag sounds stupid. Calling something this handsome ugly. It don't look good cause the camera love me. Black, white, Latin, it all be ass. They see me on the screen so they call me Cash. Might say CJ or Delante. I feed them well, my meat be the entree. I caught a cold case, then I paroled. Accidentally domed the sun, damn I was low. Every day it's a new episode. Ever since a young man I was told, no matter what happens, stick to the script. Scrapping a cabin, stick to the script. Rapping or acting, stick to the script. Now it's lights, camera, action, I stick to the script. You'll get it later once you see the visual. Meantime, you should see the residuals. Money guaranteed like COD. Hollywood look good for my POV. Nowadays, hip-hop boo-boo commercial. Don't do that, but I do commercials. Catch me on rollers with a brick in the panel. When that go off, keep flicking the channel. Satellite, Comcast, DirecTV, anything HD, expect to see me. Might get an Emmy before I get a Grammy. Hustler, I was born with it in me. Came in the game to tell my vision. Now you see my name on the television. Life like the trip, trying to get to the grip. Don't flip for the chips, stick to the script. I caught a cold case, then I paroled. Accidentally domed the sun, damn I was low. Every day it's a new episode. Ever since a young man I was told, no matter what happens, stick to the script. Scrapping a cabin, stick to the script. Rapping or acting, stick to the script. Now it's lights, camera, action, I stick to the script. Let's go. SPI though. I don't run around 100 deep. I move with a faithful few. I wanna eat, you trying to sleep. No time to wait for you. Push a line too fine to fail. Check my rollie, time will tell. Making moves for major money, moolah. No minor mail, hustling. Cushion cane in the booth, pushing pain. I'm the truth, nothing's changed. Still jump out the bush in vain. My name steady ringing, going through the ups and downs. My real one's still around. Fuck y'all that left me hanging. I ain't need your food to begin with. Y'all niggas needed me. I ain't tripping, it's cool, we can end it. That's all I need to see. Smiling in my face, behind my back, talking something vicious. All in my business, gossiping like a bunch of bitches. Wish they could witness my explicit affairs. To all those who really care, I solicit your prayers. Watch my homies turn they back on me. That's why I stay with a motherfucking Mac on me. This shit ain't an act on me.
My friends turn they back on me. Smile in my face and wish bad for me. Don't worry about me, I'ma get mine. Don't worry about me, I'ma get mine. I promise I'ma get mine. They all lost faith in me. They asking me what's up, I tell them pray for me. Don't worry about me, I'ma get mine. Don't worry about me, I'ma get mine. I promise I'ma get mine.
For those with inquiring minds, I'm acquiring minds. Solo on the low, get dough. They go when the dough get low, so I do it all without you. Forgive and forget about you. Nigga never been shit without you. Blessing me, don't give a shit about you. Just like Lucifer, till I'm talking tongues just as loose as hers. Hating is demonistic. Satan, I'ma need my distance. Make no more mistakes instead. Baymacking, breaking bread. Careful about who I talk to, prayerful. Every move is thought through. More than rapping my destiny. Bumping Marvin Sapp, the best in me. Most of those that question me make a whole lot less than me. That's why I don't listen to them. Dedicate this one to them. Said they was down to the income. Only around for the income. Now look at the outcome. Still getting it without them. Won't out one. Ain't scared to let out one. No favors getting mine. No neighbors, the haters to get in line. Don't get mad, don't get even. I'll get over when shit get
I watch
bad.
my friends turn their back on me, smile in my face and wish bad for me. Don't worry about me, I'ma get mine. Don't worry about me, I'ma get mine. I promise I'ma get mine. They all lost faith in me. They asking me what's up, I tell them pray for me. Don't worry about me, I'ma get mine. Don't worry about me, I'ma get mine. I promise I'ma get mine.
So talk to me across the age. Charge you for your loss of faith. Slap the smile off your face. Happy that I caught the case. Sad that I beat the charges. Mad that my feet the largest. Mad that got 3 garages. And I'ma eat your harvest. Bang on the beat the hardest. My shit reached the farthest. Matter of fact, he's retarded. Fucking with a feature artist. Out here in the streets regardless. This label's a feature artist. Fantasy about with family. And then I feature artists. Leave you out their interviews and they venues. Then you feel I'ma lose and been used long as it continues. When one of me is still adding up to 10 U's. And I ain't working with the average tools that men use. I admit it's been a gift and a curse too. On the first, nothing irks you worse than your hunger and your thirst do. First, you was with it for life, had my back, homie. Turned your back on me, put a knife in my back,
I watch my
homie.
friends turn their back on me, smile in my face and wish bad for me. Don't worry about me, I'ma get mine. Don't worry about me, I'ma get mine. I promise I'ma get mine. They all lost faith in me. They asking me what's up, I tell them pray for me. Don't worry about me, I'ma get mine. Don't worry about me, I'ma get mine. I promise I'ma get mine.
You know they see me posted at the trap. You know they see me posted at the trap.
From day to dark, you see my bucket park, spark and bark like fuck the narcs. Eating, but my pockets ain't full enough. Hear me beating when I'm pulling up. Bitch look good, but I ain't trying to hit. Like what you need, what you trying to get. Titties perky, perfect set. When she here to purchase Percocets, prescription pills, addiction deals. I know what I'm risking real. But this being Baymac, baby, I ain't with missing meals. Everything from pound to pause, beat any price you found it for. Got it all for the low, posted till they knock down the door.
Money on my mind, bands in my pocket. All the hoes be jocking, D-Bus steady watching. You know they see me posted at the trap. You know they see me posted at the trap. Money on my mind, bands in my pocket. All the hoes be jocking, D-Bus steady watching. You know they see me posted at the trap. You know they see me posted at the trap.
Yeah, I'm at the trap, me and Spider Low. Posted in the cloud of smoke, counting dough. Outlaw rider for show. Tryna get it for the day, cause we ain't promised tomorrow. And I probably ain't involved unless it's paper involved. We really out here without fear and never gave up. When I was broke, I had to hustle till the sun came up. Stay solid, never change up, just get your change up. Close homies, they turn to strangers. Do your thing, bruh, that hustle make them hate. Man.
Bands in my pocket, all the hoes be jocking, D-Bus steady watching. You know they see me posted at the trap. You know they see me posted at the trap. Money on my mind, bands in my pocket, all the hoes be jocking, D-Bus steady watching. You know they see me posted at the trap. You know they see me posted at the trap. Yeah.
You know where to find me. Unless a nigga get OT. Cross state line and take mine. Cross seas to get more cheese. We don't talk to no police. Put that on the dead homies. My bitch, she gon' lie for me. My partner's gon' ride for me. Yeah. Stay on it like I'm on it. Living in the moment. Another flight in the morning. Nigga tired, no joning. Facts. You know I'm all about stacks. Tracks. That's where you find me at.
Money on my mind, bands in my pocket. All the hoes be jocking, D-Bus steady watching. You know they see me posted at the trap. You know they see me posted at the trap. Money on my mind, bands in my pocket. All the hoes be jocking, G-Bus steady watching. You know they see me posted at the trap. You know they see me posted at the trap. Yeah. Now they see me posted. Now they see me posted at the. I know they see me posted. Know they see me posted at the. I know they see me posted. I know they see me posted at the.
Snakewood Nip Hussle. Big shout out to my nigga SPI, Spotter Low. You know I'm in the black box, had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned, all that.
I overlook my competition, never seeing them. I done trained my mind that I'm going. You could tell by how I walk, talk, I'm a boss. A east side millionaire, homie, what you thought? My life is a movie.
SPI
Can't get close to me.
Folks,
They mad cause they can't be. Everything that they wanna